Well, hi there, my little droogies. I hope this Clockwork Orange reference finds you well. On tap today, we have a whole lot of movie talk, goddammit. I couldn't be more excited because I get to chat with my big in the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity in college. His name's Chris. He is a movie savant, and I'm also bringing on his little brother, Lucas, who happens to also be part of the same fraternity, but they're really brothers. It's fabulous. So on this pod, we dissect that 90s movie bracket that I posted out earlier. Hopefully it's pissing people off. These two guys, I'm throwing them, if I'm going under the bus, they're coming over with me because all of us are responsible for that bracket results. So we dissect movies, we go into detail, we're catching up, and guess what? You guys are going to enjoy every goddamn second. We're recording, Lucas. We're going live.
It even tells me when you're recording. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, no
dude, the big brother is watching. Am I right, Lucas?
That is alarming. I'm under the government's thumb as is, and that's not going to help me.
Lucas, if you have all the options on the screen, it doesn't show the recording. Oh, you got to take the options off.
All right. First of all, because this is, a show, people might not know you clowns. Introduce yourselves. Who are you? What's going on?
I'm Chris, and I'm not an alcoholic.
Chris. Cheers. Cheers to that, buddy.
Cheers.
Christopher, I remember meeting you back in Colegio, and I got pelted in the head by a goddamn football at a rush event.
I remember that. I remember we all broke off, and you and I just happened to be the two warming up together.
There we go. Years later, you happen to smash your nose against somebody's head at another rush event. You thought it was an accident, huh?
Yeah, I believe.
Thought that was an accident.
Someone else passed, if I'm not mistaken.
What's that?
Wasn't someone throwing that pass?
I was throwing that pass. That's what I'm saying. Your boy throws dimes. Placement. And big mine was.
Just say if you're not trying.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, if you're not trying to stick someone in the ground in flag football, then you're not playing real football.
No, it's like if anybody thinks it's flag football, it's a goddamn fool. It is full contact, baby. And the big in the fraternity, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, hail to thee.
Sure.
Lucas, you are Chris's little brother, one might say. Quite literally his little brother.
I'll say, I'm sure more than just some would say that. That is an actual fact.
That's a fact.
And
that's the truth.
Underrated. I know it was for a brief instant, but I am a member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon.
Yes. Let it be known. Let it be known.
We're all metaphorical brothers there, and I am a literal brother to Chris as well.
I love it. Or on this day.
Found out.
Absolutely. Yeah. That blew my mind. That guy did not. How if people are like watching, I would say look at their faces. How in the hell do you tell them apart? By their calves, apparently.
Oh! Yes.
Big time.
Bigger brother in a few ways.
Oh! God damn it, Chris. All right, so you guys, where are you guys about these days? Where are you located, Chris? Since we're doing this on Zoom.
Do it! Just do it!
Down here in Laguna Niguel.
California. In your new casa, no less. Congrats, you rascal.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I feel like I haven't gotten to relax here much in the first month. I've been trying to plan and do a bunch of shit for the backyard, for the inside.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you with these adult problems. It sickens me.
Oh, I know. I just set up auto pay for my first mortgage payment, so that'll be fun when that comes out.
It's like you don't have money though. The owners do. The bank does.
Yeah.
I bet you learn a lot during that experience.
Oh, for sure. It's most of the you learn in high school doesn't actually matter, but applying for mortgages, balancing bank accounts, and all that paying bills, that would be good to know.
At any point, did you have to use in the house buying process? Did you have to use the Pythagorean theorem?
Not once. And
no, mind blown.
I don't. What? Being the powerhouse of the cell didn't come up either.
Oh my God! No, not one meiosis.
Nope.
Nothing. Not at all. Well. God damn it. Am I right, Lucas?
Yeah, I haven't had to deal with the homeowning problem there, but believe me, stand by it. High school is broken system. I don't know how to do things on my own. So Google is very much like, even though YouTube's kind of gone down the drain with how many advertisements go on, I am highly grateful for all the people that actually want to help others and like put out tutorials, because I myself will never put out a tutorial, but I use them regularly. So
Absolutely. It's like, thank God somebody else did it. Now I know as well. The wealth of the internet at the palm of our hands. Yes. And we are just, I don't know. Like we're potentially
for projects around the house. I know I will be a big YouTube fan around that time.
You a Lowe's guy or a Home Depot guy?
I got the Home Depot near me, so.
How convenient.
But I will drive for deals, so.
Today. We're not here for deals today, though. No, we're not. We have not assembled here because. Wait, Lucas, you're located in Santa Rosa, correct?
So, I didn't know I'd actually be going down this path, but I have a lot of changes on my horizon as well, and I am actually relocating down to the South Bay area.
South Bay?
Which is going to be like in between San Francisco and San Jose. And I will be moving in with a girl that I've dated on and off for what's coming up on 3.5 years now. So
really? Well,
wow.
The golf club, gentlemen.
You can do the Dumbledore.
Oh, that is like almost more insulting. It's like, oh yeah, you're worth the effort. This much effort.
Anywho,
it's probably magic that like sounds
the same positive.
Oh, sorry, Luke, but you get this, Lucas.
Okay, thank you. And honestly, if you want to give like the full cockiness of it too, you'll literally give a round of applause too. You know.
No can do, buddy. No can do.
It's fine, as long as it's not the Dumbledore, I'll take it.
Not in that jersey, you don't.
Whoa.
But I'll tip the cap to him. Tip the cap. But let's move forward. Well, that's exciting.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yes.
South Bay's, it'll be close to Levi Stadium.
Exactly. I'll be very close to the stadium, and it'll be a good chance for me to submerge myself in one of the worst fan bases of all time of the Niner and Warrior gangs. So I am looking
Hey. It's not the fan base's fault that the owners up and left. You don't leave Candlestick. You don't leave the golden era, but apparently Levi Stadium, God bless it.
Movements. I understand that it is a business at the end of the day. I'm talking about the general attitude in which fans carry themselves.
The attitude, Niners, I'd say, are pretty pretentious, but Warriors fans are legit. It's the rich assholes that have flooded.
What?
There's a lot of bandwagon Warrior fans. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I've been on that bandwagon.
Nothing about the band. I'm talking about the delusional fans, which is.
Oh, absolutely. No, like they're like those fake fans. Like, are they going to fill up the arena? Like they're hoping so. In San Francisco, that team belonged to Oakland. That team goddamn belonged to Oakland, and they relocated it to San Francisco. F you.
Oakland doesn't deserve.
They got the A's. They deserve the Raiders.
I want to say they deserve the A's.
They deserve both of them. They deserve the Warriors. Like a little bit of hope, and it brought it brought some people together. Let me tell you what. But speaking of people brought together, that's us right now. And since you guys are cinematic savants, we're going to test our knowledge. We're going to ask you some questions about movies. That's the lifeline. And goddamn it, we have this 90s bracket as well that was teased out to Instagram. I'm sure you saw on Bianca's Instagram, Chris, since you don't have one of your own. At least
you posted this on the IG? She didn't show me that.
She did it? I'm disappointed. It's Cinco de Mayo. She thinks it's all about her. She not showing my shit.
Aaron, before we even digress into this, I have to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity here because I've seen the brackets that you put out in the past, and they are abysmal.
Oh, God, everybody's a critic, huh?
Hey, freak show!
They are highly...
They're not all of this murderer's row that we have here, this gauntlet that is before me.
I have no issue with this listing. It is a phenomenal set of movies that we'll be going through, but I'm saying the outcomes of prior brackets are not with good reason sometimes.
What's wrong? Lion King. That's a winner. That's the best of. Toy Story. I thought I put some. Well, I guess it's objectively
Idiot.
my reasoning for being the best, but I just think, since I'm not really arguing with anybody else, that was all me going off the top of my head, like where the thoughts and myth and facts are one and the same.
I was perturbed by the fact that Inside Out made
Naughty.
the final four. That was
Whoa!
disheartening.
What is it?
I don't know.
Just Pixar or Disney too?
So the first bracket was all animated, like traditional animated, and then the second bracket was all Pixar.
Okay, did Inside Out make it to the top 4 of all?
Yeah, made it the finals.
Oh,
Don't give me that.
Back to my point, I'm glad I can finally put some logic and reasoning into this and kind of
Please.
get people back to square one.
Absolutely, please.
Pitfalls.
Pitfalls. All right, what's your guys' pick for best Pixar?
It's not Inside Out.
No. The winner was Toy Story.
I mean, it's hard.
Has to be Toy Story.
It's a family-friendly podcast. I don't know. I gotta check myself.
It's family unfriendly. But don't worry. I put bleeps in there. Look at that. Future Aaron's putting bleeps in here, so go wild, boys. Speak your wild.
I mean, I don't know. I just know it's not Inside Out. Toy Story, I feel like kind of like Lion King for the animated Disney movies.
Yes.
It's going to go at least to the finals. But competition is who's filling the second spot. That would be the question more than anything.
I got you. Moana, honestly, I guess I tried to arrange the brackets to where the more worthy movies are. I call them sacrificial lambs. Go against a weak dick where they clearly make it a round forward. Moana, I think, got snubbed because that could arguably be, if not the best movie. It's like a story, a princess, and tremendous animation, the singing. I even with Dwayne.
Chief's daughter, not princess.
Chief's daughter. The kids don't care. She's a princess. God damn it. Her hair is frizzy and wild and untamed, just like all the little girls watching and should have aspired to be. And then you got Dwayne Johnson.
Which, I mean, if they ever did a live-action Moana, for damn sure Rock's just coming back as himself.
You're just purchasing, when you hire him, you're just getting preloaded charisma. People are like, okay, Dwayne, I love it just for him. Fuck it.
You sign him up, you know what you want.
You're gonna get exactly that.
But no, to your point, Moana actually gets very overlooked, I feel like, mostly because it came out right after Frozen.
Frozen, I think, is pretty overrated. It's a great movie that I think puts a nice, a fun twist on, meeting your first love and all that. But it's good, not great in my eyes.
I would respectfully agree, but I think it got so much love. I think the biggest drawback is that it just overshadowed other great movies that had come out around.
Yeah, like a thorn in the ass. There's no denying Frozen. You don't deny Frozen, but
no. To me, I will not lie. Frozen probably shot up to the top small handful of Disney animated movies for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think another movie we're talking about overlooked in that Pixar realm. I'm going to go Up as my vote because, frankly, that one, it tells a great story. It's going to be a tourist story, but eventually about how it's a redemption story, essentially, for the grandpa there.
Yeah, and for being a lazy turd.
And, I'll say bitter and, how, the age of time, takes away the sense of adventure. And it tells a story about, a little bit of redemption there where he gets a chance to make a kid's life a little bit better and actually show them a whole new world. Meanwhile, you go into his past as well and you see why he's jaded, why he's harsh. And then all throughout it, there is obviously good bits of comedy, mostly in part to the dog, but it has a lot more to it, and I think it gets overlooked. So,
no, that's a very, very valid vote for best Pixar movie. Plus, it kicks you straight in the dick in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, so. that sullied me a little bit. Speaking about kicks in the dick, last night, I don't mean to shift the combo so abruptly, but I read the Red Wedding part of Game of Thrones through Catalan's point of view.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So I don't know, you guys. Like, I don't know if it lessened the blow because I knew. I mean, knowing it was coming, yeah, is one thing. But when you're reading the book and have no visual reference, like, I don't know how that would have shook me if I'm just reading. If there was no show to like kind of base it off of.
Having read the chapter before the show even aired.
Well, it's like so. Yeah, how'd that like take you? Were you like, what the f am I reading? Is this really happening?
There's 2 chapters in my life that I've had to reread multiple times to make sure I understood what the fuck happened, and that was one of them. I think I read it 3 times back to back to back.
I'm gonna take a guess at what the second one was, and that was Oberyn.
No, that one just made me cry.
Oh, you got teardrops in the pages.
Like 2 of my favorite characters died in the same book, approximately like 100 pages from each other.
Oh my god, Georgie boy's just. You know he has clothespins on his nipples while he's typing away while he's writing.
Pretty much.
That's the only way to do it.
No, legit.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's what he did because I read the interview where he explained why he did that. I'm just like, you're a sadistic. That's all you are.
Nothing sacred.
He just doesn't care. It's his world. These people don't exist.
Well, yeah, his reasoning was, well, in any hero or in any book when the hero dies, the son always picks up arms and leads the victory and takes revenge. Like, so naturally, I had to kill Robb Stark to make sure people didn't think that was going to happen. Like, you could at least let it on a little bit.
That would have been too easy.
God damn.
But the way it led up to it was like, oh, everything's hunky dory. Catelyn, what an unlikable character, even in the book. Catelyn, she's just such a worrying piece of shit. Just,
she's worse in the books.
Oh my god, it's miserable. And then just the way she like jingles, she just saws his neck until she feels bone. I was like,
yep.
I just hear like a raking in my head for some reason. That's awful.
Yeah. But no, Lucas, to your question, the other chapter was actually when Dumbledore died.
That must have been that
was the second. That was the first time I ever had to reread a chapter to make sure I understood what the hell just happened.
Was that entirely unprecedented though, or not readable? Like you didn't see that coming? Like it had to have some level of like expectancy.
I mean, I think it was more. If I recall, I believe that chapter pretty much ended with like he got hit and fell, and then there was like no further explanation. So I'm like,
You think it was like they're just teasing? Did you think they're just teasing? Like maybe they described it in a way that it would be like ambiguous and he wasn't dead or something?
Yeah,
like
kinda like something. I don't know, anything.
But he was done.
I was hoping, but no, that was I don't know. Maybe I was just so into it, I wasn't actually trying to like predict what was going to happen. So when it did happen, it was just.
Why didn't Dumbledore make any Horcrux of his own or something like that to combat the evil?
Because to make one, you, I believe, had to kill someone or do something just seriously up.
Well, golly gee willikers, I think 8 to 30 hardcore conservative wizards that are down to die for the cause, so their most powerful guy can be essentially immortal.
Oh.
I'm thinking you gotta select short straws, whatever. These guys get it. Give them a year to like ball out, like pamper them, whatever. Give them their best life, and then you kill them.
Well, and it's really tough. Like I do agree with what you're saying because we're coming back to that age-old argument about the needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many.
Oh my god.
It's tough when Dumbledore goes and then your next in line is a guy who's really not that good at magic, but he's like the hero and protagonist of the story. And then after that, it's going to be a woman that clearly gets overlooked. And then behind that, and coming in the fourth place, is going to be a guy named Neville Longbottom, okay? That's your lineup. We can do better than that guy. If I'm in
maybe not.
I'm telling Dumbledore to make Horcruxes.
Yes.
Yes.
Fact.
We just watched Prisoner of Azkaban the other day, and my God, on an individual level, Harry might be one of my least favorite protagonists ever.
Oh my
the
god.
Dude
like,
can't get shit done. He doesn't do a damn thing on his own ever. Like Hermione in that movie ran the show.
Yeah. That just shows
And
Harry.
honestly, to kind of further,
go for it, Lucas.
Yeah.
no, I'm saying kind of even like further that, yeah, it's tough to root for the main character when frankly the supporting cast is really the only reason they're there. We're talking about Dwight Howard and the Magic on the finals, you know, like it's things like
But hey, Harry is brave and courageous, and that's all that matters.
He's the chosen one. He's the chosen turd.
Real life, brave and courageous, and being inept get you shot in the face.
It's all about who you know. All about who you know.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, this is like random philosophical question. Lucas, you use the quote, the good of the many outweigh the what is it? The hurt of the few.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
So it's like, would you kill if it was for the best interest if half the civilization lives, say like a Thanos situation that half of them die? Does like one extra person make that difference to you if that's the many? Kill the other half or the one less?
You cut out there.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Now I can.
No, there we go. So would you go to that extreme, Lucas? You snap your fingers.
Wow.
I think there's a sound argument that can be made for that, and obviously there's very certain way I'm willing to listen to all sides and stuff on that.
Thank you. Surplus population, goddamn.
Because to go even deeper on that too is that it's one of those things. Albert Einstein said the mark of a genius is the ability to entertain a thought without being able to accept it. So therefore, if you're able to understand exactly what's going on, you should still listen to it, and you make a decision based on that too. You need to be able to take emotions and logic out, or emotions out of it and look at the logical, rational perspective. So,
man, I like that.
Maybe I would snap my fingers. I'm not sure. I think it would really, really be dependent.
Yeah. Yep.
Or maybe like a select few. Chris, I feel like you're
yeah, so if I snap
over.
Twice, that's 100% of the population.
How many snaps do I get?
Yeah.
And a third one for myself.
Chris is that Italian greaseball that's walking up like.
So, like, you get to personally snap everybody dead one by one. You walk by them. Bam.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of space on the back of those milk cartons, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you animals. Well, these are some horrifying thoughts. What scary movie, say like an irrational scary movie, like scarred you guys as a kid? What is something that's like crept with you irrationally? Like, I always thought for some reason sharks would be in my swimming pool because of Jaws. Like, that is by far the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jaws absolutely shaped the spectrum there. And
I was shook.
If we're going the irrational perspective as well, it still honestly gets to me. And I had a lot of traumatic experiences growing up. And Signs.
Yep.
Signs. Oh, shit. Well done.
I have a sadistic family that knew that I was rattled by that movie. And like Chris and my father would knock on my door, open it up, and then they would make that clicking sound. And
oh my God, you sick f***s.
I slept with the nightlight until I was probably in like 6th or 7th grade. Like I needed a lot of coiling afterwards.
Do you have like glasses of water everywhere?
I never played baseball, but I wanted to swing away.
Swing away, Oscar award-winning Joaquin Phoenix. Swing away. Golly.
Joaquin.
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 Hold on, running out of time. We've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. Love it. Oh, nice. All right, Zoom. Oh, boy. Hooray. Hooray for school. Hooray for me. Sorry. Signs that scared the shit. I was curled up in a ball in the movie theaters watching that.
That was a good one. Plus, it was like one of the rare kind of suspenseful horror type movies that was actually good.
It's when M. Night Shyamalan was like, oh God, how many flops has that guy produced? Like, I'm just like, how did he wrangle Mark Wahlberg into doing The Happening?
Oh.
Like, what the hell? What a
The Village started this decline.
The Village.
Lady in Water was like another step down, and then The Happening was just the nail in the coffin.
Was that like, was he just having fun with it? Like, just messing with us? And then, what's about James McAvoy? Where he's like, Split.
Yeah, no, he's back. I would say Shyamalan's kind of back.
Don't forget Avatar. Don't forget Avatar.
I'm trying to forget Avatar.
I think,
By the way,
Lest we forget.
By the way, the animated series is coming to Netflix soon.
I can't wait, dude. I've been going crazy with anime of late. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a fan. They know how to write a goddamn story. Keep you coming back for more. It's
There's
sickening.
some good ones out there.
Maybe we could talk about that sometime if you're down to anime podcast, eh? More than just Dragon Ball Z, damn it. I've been smitten.
I was going to say, I can't pretend to be an expert, but I know a few.
I have, like, whatever's on Netflix, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was actually my fucking jam on the flick.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
So good. All right, but anyway, no anime. Movies, goddammit. Movies. Scariness. All right, so Lucas, Signs. Chris, did you say yours, or did I just forget already?
I have not. There were a few movies that kind of, I want to say, scared me a bit. Like even Jurassic Park. I was
Hell yeah.
maybe 5 years old when that came out, or when I
Yeah.
first saw it. At least. That kind of my brain for a minute.
That was scary.
But not quite like, keep me up in the middle of the night. Actually, what I would say the first one that legit scared the shit out of me was the not good prequel to The Exorcist that had Bootstrap Bill. He was a priest.
Bootstraps.
And for me, that was like the first like R-rated like horror movie I ever saw. So that one kind of up a bit.
Are you referring to The Omen?
No, it's called. I think it's just called Exorcist: The Beginning.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
It's not very good. Looking
Neither
back,
boy.
it's not very or scary. But when I was a kid, I mean, I was probably 10 when I saw that. So that definitely got my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd say that one.
I remember End of Days, that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like that scared the holy hell out of me because I was like a young Catholic schoolboy, and nothing was scarier than the thought of the devil, like hell on earth, like that he's coming and everybody's dying, he's killing people, the devil's out of control. Like that frightened me as a lad. That and Candyman.
You see, I never actually seen the original.
Oh, it's fucking scary. The black dude with the bees and the hook, like it's a frightening movie.
Yeah, there's a sequel that was supposed to come out.
Ugh.
Well, no, it's by Jordan Peele.
Oh, all right, I'll watch it.
There you go. Now it's okay.
Yeah, that's appealing to me.
It looked pretty good, but it got delayed with all this other crap.
Aaron, your pun was noted. Don't you worry. I'm fully aware of that.
Thank you.
But yeah, if you want to talk about a director that really came out of the game hot, we're going to talk about Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Yes.
Do you think there's any resentment? Any resentment on Keegan-Michael Key's side of like, I am the Adam Carolla to his Jimmy Kimmel? Far greater success. Came out second in a two-man race, in my eyes.
To be fair, Keegan-Michael Key, right? That one, he's still acting a bit. I've seen him in a bunch of. He's done.
Oh, yeah. I still respect he's a legit career.
Yeah,
I'd
Jordan
say
Peele
recognize it.
fucking ran train on it.
Absolutely. I mean, he just shows what a talented guy, like how multifaceted he is.
True.
Really good movie. I haven't seen Us yet, but I mean, all due respect, I love good story writing. Is it pretty crazy?
I would say I probably like that better than Get Out.
Really?
I would say so.
Yeah, Get Out was pretty good. All right, I'd give it a whirl. It's on HBO, and I have time on my hands. Supposing I could watch a movie.
Yeah.
I saw, God, what was it? Blade Runner 2047, I want to say.
Nice.
Not that was cool. Like it's kind of long, drawn out, but that's the type of movie it is. And
it is a very long movie, but I thought it was well done.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm starting to like fall in love with the original one too. Of just like it's kind of it's cheesy, like the kind of phony music. It's always raining. I don't know, like there's a nice 3-hour meditation to Blade Runner music on YouTube. It's just falling rain with the here like a little jazz. All right, that's a question. Good job, guys. We got a question down.
Woohoo!
Woo! And Zoom removed the time limit. Let's go.
That's for the best because we're 30 minutes in and we got one question done.
Let's go. Hey, but there's plenty of digressive banter before that, Mr. Mustache. Hey, where the hell's yours, Lucas? I had to shave the day, bro.
I have to wear N95 masks on a daily basis for my work. Therefore, facial hair is at the bare minimum for the kid.
Very good. It's looking smooth though. Looking nice.
Just go.
Now the internet's
See,
slowing
for
down.
me, the N95s at work just make me not have to shave every day anymore.
Oh, use it as concealant.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no superior ever sees my face anymore, so I don't give a shit.
You can be anybody.
Yep.
Faceless man you are. What have been like otherwise influential movies in your life? Like what's given you the juice? What's made you kind of feel a certain way?
Oh,
What's made you, it's okay to open up your heart, Chris, you big bad man.
Oh, it's just where to begin, or like which ones to narrow it down to.
There's like comedies or like, remember the Titans? I remember that always gave me the juice. I'm going to go play a good game of football. Maybe face some adversity, somebody throw a brick through my window, get pumped up.
I'll go second.
Indiana Jones, perhaps.
A movie that's, in my opinion, wildly overlooked, but always been one of my favorites.
Don't say
Love the
it.
entire plot line. What are you gonna say, Chris?
Because I think if it's the one I'm thinking of,
I
that's the one I
doubt
was
it.
about
Actually, I
to
think
go
I'm
with.
gonna take a different turn on this than you're expecting.
Oh,
It's overlooked. It's got a great cast and honestly a decent soundtrack to it as well, but still not considered like an overall like phenomenal movie. A Knight's Tale.
hey, that's a really good movie. Solid flick.
I'll say
Have Vision in there and Robert Baratheon.
it's a young Heath Ledger, and it's
Yep.
a story of humble beginnings of where you don't belong there, and you're going against the aristocracy, and you're gonna make your own path. I love it.
I thought you were going to say Replacements.
Solid answer.
I had that on like the back burner as well.
Yeah.
That movie's just kick ass. I love that movie.
I'll give it to you.
Damn speech at the end, man.
Remember, like, I watched Star Wars before Fellowship of the Ring, but I remember Lord of the Rings was kind of the movie like I watched over and over and over, and being like, okay, this is like solidifying the fact that I'm indeed a nerd, and like this is what I'm into. I just like gravitated towards it.
Yeah. No, that Boromir's last little speech I always admired.
Oh,
But
there's some
Just
awesome monologues.
yeah, good little farewell there.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, movies that inspired or shaped me. I mean, how many Daniel Day-Lewis movies can I list?
Oh god, I knew you'd break them out. You say Gangs in New York.
Yeah, no, that's goddamn. That's just an intense movie. I don't know if I want to
That's a
shape myself
crazy ass
after
movie.
them.
You also can't say how many can you name because there's only like 6 of them.
I mean,
You only watch one movie every like 5 years. Like,
hey,
Yeah.
makes
Each
you
one
want
gets him
to.
an Oscar.
Doesn't matter what he does. He could do a porno.
Probably.
I bet he would own that. I bet he would do one just to like further like I have conquered all cinematic mediums.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis production.
spoiler alert, he hasn't. I've looked it up. It's not there.
It's not. I guarantee you they have like a doppelganger somewhere or something like.
Oh, it's too bad.
Oh, give 2020 a movie title. You don't need to make one up. Like if there's something just disaster movie.
God.
2012.
To hell and back.
To hell and back. A Human's Tale by Frodo back.
Pretty much, yeah.
To hell and back again. Jesus Christ.
I'm glad you got that.
Wow.
Dumb and Dumber. Just it's so stupid. It's funny. Everything going on is ridiculous. You guys like is it like I was gonna ask you guys about the careers if we can make a little digressive turn. How crucial is the inmate's safety? Like when all this going around, like is it you containing them early, or is it just you guys wearing masks?
It's changing every day, but yeah, we have quarantine and isolation areas so if a new arrestee is booked in, they go to a quarantine place for 14 days, and then they go back to regular housing once they're cleared. If an inmate is confirmed to have it, they have to go to an isolation area where they're by themselves for 14 days.
Oh my god.
But we only have X amount of room, so it's not like they can really go that many places. As for us, the area I work in won't really be affected by this for the most part, so I just have to wear a mask everywhere I go. But we did have our first confirmed guy to have it in my mod last week. And yeah, we have a full, like the government suits at the end of ET that we would have to walk around in when we interact with those guys. But yeah, it's kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, man. It's government. So
Are you
figure it out, sort of?
When you guys beat people up, do you have like hazmat suits and like just the white outfits like Walter White, just going to town on them, being safety first?
Hadouken!
Aaron, I know these get posted, so
Oh,
I don't know what you're expecting me to say.
I'm going to jump in here and say, Chris, you should fifth on this. Aaron, that is not an appropriate question.
Sorry, my bad. but Lucas, like, you have to have like your hands like on another person to help them to take their vitals and all that. Are you just changing gloves? Like, what's going on?
So, similar to Chris's initial answer there, where yes, protocols are changing each and every day, and they are literally, when this whole thing started, we were getting a minimum of like 8 emails a day about how this needs to be updated, what we need to do, all the different equipment we need to wear, how we need to interact with patients. A big thing that people don't talk about when it comes with the medical service field is that you need to get signatures, and you need to get a signature from like the patient when you're transporting them. That way you're not like legally kidnapping them. You need to actually have their consent in order to move them around.
Wow.
And the thing is with this whole scare going on is that if you're dealing with any patient right now, you actually don't even get their signature now. You have permission to sign for them, which seems like a wildly crazy liability.
Seems like a slippery slope.
It's better to have these people that exactly. So yeah, you don't know exactly who has what, and hospitals and skilled nursing facilities and pretty much anywhere in between, even like residences, everyone's obviously scared to death about this. People don't like EMTs and outside personnel coming into their homes and like helping out with like these patients that are in their homes because we're outsiders, we're bringing in potentially new pathogens. So people have this general fear and anxiety about even medical staff being around right now, even if they are having an actual medical emergency. So it's more on the psychiatric front where you need to make sure that you're proving to these people that, yes, we're not here to do any harm. We are taking the utmost precautions on our own, and you need to be able to have faith in us that we are doing everything we can to mitigate the risk. Also, while trying to take care of that individual to the best of our ability too, because people are coughing, people are sneezing. It's also allergy season, so like there's literally like loads of people that already have like potential flu-like symptoms, even if it isn't exactly related to an illness. It just might be symptomatic. And
oh my God, that's kind of like it's like any like other symptom nowadays is like, okay, I have it for sure. Like I got hit with the allergies like last night. I could not breathe out of my nose, sneezing up a storm. I was like, oh, it was in the back of my head. I'm done for. Like I'm dead.
Yep.
Oh, I might as well call Lucas. Like Lucas, tell your EMT buddies, do not come for me. I'm already dead. I'm radioactive. This is Chernobyl. Everybody's oh, okay. I need to be more sensitive.
It's not on Aaron. That's fine.
it sounds incredibly frustrating though, Lucas.
It's incredibly frustrating too, and everyone's doing their part trying to make sure they're getting to that point. But obviously, the frustration and lack of knowledge that's really out there is very detrimental as well. So it's a lot, but we're working through it. And
oh, you broke up there for a second.
Taking care of people to the best of our ability still.
Just stay safe, goddamn. Wash your hands twice, if not thrice. Be so safe. God damn it, you two. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are out there saving the world. As a reward for such, imagine this hypothetical situation. You get one actor to choose, one guy or gal to spend a night out, hall pass, like they're paying for everything. You guys are safe. Wow. You're in Vegas. You're in Vegas. Who are you going with? What are you guys doing? You can do drugs if you want. You can go crazy. You got the okay pass from your jobs. Like, hey, all good. Like, do what you got to do. We're gonna look the other way on this one. Even if your piss melts through the cup like goddamn alien's blood, you're still gonna be hired. No repercussions. Going big.
So, I'll say when you initially sent us this question, I took a lot of time and thought on this one because
Good. Yes.
there's like a lot of like honorable mentions. Like I would love just to go and shoot the shit with Ryan Reynolds or Bradley Cooper and just go hang out and do whatever, have a guys' night out there. However, I actually took a little bit different approach. I went away from the actor spectrum and I went with the musician that really I grew up on there, Toby Keith. I would be
Toby Keith.
solid.
That's a good time. I appreciate that.
He does have a bar there as well, so you can just hit up his joint.
Oh man.
Something tells me that there's nothing off the table with that guy, so I think that it's a very fine choice, and it'd be fine just to go and whatever he wants to do, we're doing.
I guarantee you'd be into some weird shit. I guarantee you there'll be firearms involved. There's racetracks, like drunk driving, like racing, and maybe there's like some sticky cocaine around the steering wheel, and you have to like get all of it before you finish.
Yep.
I bet he's into that type of shit. My little brother said Charlie Sheen. I thought that was a solid choice.
So I went with the good old traditional red. What was your roots there, Chris? What do you got?
It is an admittedly super mainstream choice, but I'm not like the big party, let's go to the crowded club and do all this shit type of guy. So I feel like Leo DiCaprio would like know some spot behind the scenes and get like exclusive access to some.
God.
And be a much more lower key, but like high end. Because I'm not like the crushed a beer can on my forehead, like let's get rip roaring drunk and like wander place to place. And that guy's going wherever he wants. He's going to have his own whatever wherever he goes.
You don't refuse Leo. You don't refuse Leo.
No, and it's only going to be high end level. So I'm down for the more kickback, but like high end that we'd be doing.
Absolutely.
Not to mention girls aplenty.
Oh my God, the place would be lousy with them. All over the place.
Aaron, did you state yours?
My original answer to this question, I'm sure he's been in a movie somewhere at some point, but Ric Flair, in his prime, I want 80s Rick.
Jesus.
I want to do some coke. Be like, oh, geez, Rick.
Why don't you say Nick Cage at that point?
What's that?
Why don't you just say Nick Cage at that point?
Oh man, I mean,
that would be a weird night.
That would be the. Or you just spend the whole night meditating, like it's totally chill and relax.
Yeah,
it either goes one or two ways.
I was gonna say, goddamn, they are the opposite spectrum.
Yeah, I would say those are solid choices, gents. Well, if we're getting into it, there are other questions, yeah, but so when Lucas gets back, let's crack open this bracket. Let's
oh boy,
because this is gonna take us a while. I'm thinking this is gonna take a while. I'm thinking, so let me get it.
Yes, I believe so as well. Oh, but I'm gonna jump to another question because this one was you had an easy question for me at least, and it was most hated actor, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, like I knew it was for you. Of course it is.
I just wanted to throw that out. We can go to the bracket. I just wanted to make sure that got stated.
Make sure before we move on, let it be known.
Okay.
I'll say so. Chris, blind hate there. You literally answered and asked your own question. Proud of you. Aaron, back to you.
Had to be put out there.
No, absolutely. I knew at some point in this podcast, though, Lucas, I was anticipating Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm proud of Chris taking the initiative and getting it out of his system. Is it all because of radio?
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a big part of it. But I mean, it's kind of like Nick Cage. You can probably point out one movie where, like, oh, that's where it went downhill, and it's rightfully deserved everything afterwards.
Hey, I mean, I'm a Nick Cage guy. I'm a Nick Cage guy through and through. That doesn't mean I'm a National Treasure 2 guy. It means I'm a Nick Cage guy.
Yes, but unlike Nick Cage, who actually did some good movies back in the day, Cuba Gooding, I really don't know how the he got an Oscar. Like, he basically played Troll for a small part in the movie.
He got an Oscar for Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
Of which is not in this bracket.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be.
I knew you'd be remiss.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm a Cuba guy. Come on. Gotta give it a little love. He's in Men of Honor.
How many-
I'm not. Yeah, Men of Honor.
And few good.
Let's, let's
He
get
really
to the
made a few
bracket.
good. Huh?
Let's get to the bracket.
Okay, sorry. Get into the bracket. I pulled up the wrong one.
I only want to go to the bracket because I know there's a lot of blind hate that could be slung around for a long time.
Oh, I
this.
love it. I want all the blind hate, reasons or not, whatever. Just go wild, fellas.
I'm expecting a few responses on the par with Home Alone 2 being one of the best sequels ever. Or best comedy.
Obviously, it is the best movie of the 90s, so we're not even going to – I opted not to put it in the bracket. The fact that there's so much hatred for Home Alone 2. Watch it again! Watch it again! It is so goddamn funny and more violent than the first one. It is he's throwing bricks from the rooftop. I would have killed somebody. He sets a guy's head on fire. He shoots staples into his wing.
No.
Okay.
So
I digress. So
on the Kyle and Aaron podcast, does your fan base know that you pranked? Let it be known to whoever is watching this right now that Aaron,
speak your truth. Speak your truth.
the leader, thought that Home Alone 2 was one of the best comedies of all time. I want the world to know those words.
Yeah.
Say it!
Say it.
Aaron, you're going to see your
I
number
said
of
it.
subscribers drop.
I'm gonna go from like 3 to 2 people watching. Hey, I got some loyal hoes.
Yeah,
there's a handful of them. The slider, the followers are called.
All of this.
She's always liking my Instagram stuff. It's a like I can count on. I can count on. But I call the followers of this podcast the Sliders because I'm Sandwich. That's the nickname. That's my gamer tag. It's silly. It's ridiculous. And so people that follow are Sliders, smaller sandwiches. You get a
So,
group.
Brad,
Oh yes. All right. Shall we commence?
let's do it.
All right. Top left. We got Titanic versus American Beauty. First, what year did Titanic come out in?
97. Nice.
Lucas, do you concur?
I mean,
I know it doesn't matter anymore, but do you concur?
well, I'm gonna yes, it came out in '97. Yes, I concur with that.
Very good.
Yeah, no, Titanic. American Beauty is a fine film. Kevin Spacey. But yeah, Titanic does
pre-criminal.
have to get audio.
I feel like Titanic.
Hey, you know what? Say what you want about Spacey, but you can't deny the acting. He is a damn good actor.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Fine acting skills. He's a monster. Like he's a pedo. Yeah.
But it's okay because he's gay. That's the way
Oh
he
yeah. Well then.
Yeah.
What's the big
forgive
deal?
me.
I'd give him an Oscar for it. Whatever. It's totally gay.
Yeah, Titanic has my vote.
I feel like Titanic unanimous.
Yeah, likewise.
I just want to give a shout out, lest because sometimes in the middle of a conversation I'll think of something I want to say, and then it gets lost in the ether. Billy Zane making an appearance in Titanic. Just shout out to Billy Zane.
Naughty.
Billy.
You know, in all the time I've known you, Billy Zane has come up more times than I would care to
Oh
admit,
my god.
and I've never understood the reason.
And he's in Tombstone. You can't get rid of
Oh,
this
I know.
Billy Zane. Say you were like, I've had enough of Billy Zane. I need to watch a new movie. You put in Zoolander. Guess what? Billy Zane.
Just did the other day.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy. How's Billy treating you, Lucas? He's not.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna speak for most people and just say
Who?
uneventful.
Uneventful. Indeed. All right. So we got a unanimous Titanic. Next, it's because it's a personal favorite. I believe a personal favorite amongst us all. Dumb and Dumber versus Watch Your Butts. Jurassic Park.
Aaron, I
Hold on to your
gotta
butts.
say- I gotta say, I don't think I hate you for any bracket or any individual matchup on this bracket more than this one.
Yeah.
This was a true mother.
Yep. Idiot. Had to do it. There's gonna be some contenders. Like you have the classic Jurassic Park at Samuel L. You have Jeff Goldblum to consider. We've never seen graphics before. Like
Boom, baby.
wow. You got Goldblum. That's a giant pile of shit. Newman's in it. You see raptors and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Amazing digital art of that magnitude. Like essentially flawless film. But then you got Dumb and Dumber, the comedic masterpiece. How do you measure that? The chemistry between Jeff Daniels and James Carey. You got that in essentially like the stupidest movie you've ever seen, but it's so goddamn clever. Quotable for days. How many smiles has it given you throughout the year? I don't know. It's okay to vote with your heart, Chris. It's okay to vote with your heart, Lucas.
This is one I actually never came up with an answer for. I am still so torn on this one.
I have an answer for you.
Hit me with it.
Dumb and Dumber, baby! I'm gonna pull the trigger! That's my vote! I'm going Dumb and Dumber!
I
gotta go!
I'm in the same boat because, frankly, Dumb and Dumber was the first movie I ever really remember watching, which probably started as a human. And on top of it, there's still numerous times a day, I'm referencing Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jurassic Park is a phenomenal film all across the board. That is another 10 out of 10 in my opinion. If it's on, I'm watching it. It's one of those.
Correct.
Yeah.
10 votes a staple. But Dumb and Dumber, it hits that one place in my heart that honestly shaped how I find things funny. And
Yes.
can't put a price on that.
Yes. Talk about influential movies in our lives.
I was going to say,
Let's say Dumb and-
both of them are influenced. I mean, Jurassic Park, they're still making movies for that. Like, that is still ongoing. But Dumb and Dumber, and I can't tell you at the jail how many times we just randomly drop a quote to each other. Even if it's a guy I've never met, I'll say a quote and they're like, "Oh, big gulps, huh?" I'm like, "What the f***? You got that? Okay, cool."
All right. You're free to go. You're free to go. Get out of here.
Yeah. No, two movies that absolutely mean the world to me. But I think Lucas said it best. That one shaped comedy for me. That one, mostly Jim Carrey in the 90s, actually, shaped comedy for me.
I feel like I'm putting the weight of The Mask and Liar Liar, like all those Ace Ventura. Let's just wrap that up into Dumb and Dumber a little bit. That genre. Let's let that movie stand. That Jim Carrey humor, because that's a huge part of who I am. So now that I think about it, let's put all those movies. Ace Ventura. I remember my babysitter bringing that over. I had no idea when he's like, "Oh, you guys are real friendly around here." I was like, well, what's she? She's just shaking them around. Like, that's fun. They're having a good time.
Good girl.
Courtney Cox.
Oh.
We can always have when they come to mind, we can give some shout outs to movies that, yes, they're not in the bracket, but still solid flicks. Like Wayne's World. Where's your cap, Chris?
That would be in the other room. And I was a little pissed because I didn't realize Lucas had that hat as well. So
which hat is it?
The Rock's hat.
Oh, you brand whores.
Not just, hey, his gear is kick-ass, all right? I would have no qualms about this.
Qualm.
I have
no so
Under Armour guy. I'm not a Nike guy. I'm an Under Armour guy. And then
by far.
Too, it just really fueled the fire. So
I'm not a Nike sucker.
No. I prefer my shoes unladen with children's tears whilst they...
Under Armour's coming from a good place too, right?
Yeah, no, that obviously.
Oh my God! Wearing these products, everything that I wear is filled with children's tears and little blood drops because they cut their little hands.
Well, I'll formally cast my vote in Dumb and Dumber as well.
Yeah!
First surprise of the bracket.
Hey, I'm proud of us.
That one, I'm not gonna lie though, that one fucking hurt. I never in my life thought I would be voting against Jurassic Park in anything.
Well,
that was a coin toss of a question.
The only one that would have been as tough for me is if Jurassic Park had gone against Tombstone. That would have been the only other.
Damn, that is a most.
Otherwise, Jurassic Park was going to beat everything on here.
Jurassic Park is solid. It's hard. It's like, how can we even compare these movies? They're all brilliant in their own way. All of them shaped us in their own way. But when it comes down to when it comes to quoting and just how often this movie reveals itself again and time again in our lives.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I made that matchup, I was like, Jurassic Park is going to win for sure. But since we talked about it, I'd say, Lucas, goddammit, those are some good points.
What say you? What say you?
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, Race for Fire.
Jurassic Park they're all different in the fact too. Like if I'm scrolling through the TV and I'm not finding anything and Jurassic Park comes on, no matter what, the TV stops clicking. It's stopping there.
That's good.
But I don't know if I would always do that with Dumb and Dumber. I don't know if I would always do that. I got to be in the right zone to put that one on.
I hear you. Because you could flood the market with it. Was that Lucas?
Before we continue to proceed further, I need to put a disclaimer out there too, is that this is obviously a very tough list, and you guys are very tough people to talk to. So therefore, I'm going to need to get a little bit lit for this. So let's have a good time, guys.
Thanks.
I'm
Skull.
going to be rotating through in a second here myself.
I know I might need to run back to the house or something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, boys. We'll be all right.
All right, all right.
All right. Next up, we got it's a little bit of an obscure matchup, but we're going for it anyways. We have Boys in the Hood. Cuba Gooding Jr. could play a factor in Chris's psyche versus Brad Pitt in his sexual prime, as is Ed Norton Jr. in Fight Club.
Fight Club.
What?
I'll throw that one out there right now, Fight Club.
Did I detect a hint of racism in that comment?
None whatsoever.
God, I'll have no black in this bracket, he says.
Aaron, again, this is getting published. Chris cannot do these things.
The jokes. Best thing about these followers, all 5 of them, they know jokes. How to take jokes.
To be fair, this is going to be, get ready for a hot take. Glad you. I think Boys in the Hood is highly overrated. I don't like it all that much. I'm not impressed by it. Fight Club all the way.
Fight Club, the psychological aspect of that movie was really cool to see.
Yep.
Executed on the book. I never read the book, but I can imagine it has to be as good. If a movie's done well, I'm like, all right, the book should be better.
The movie pulled a very fine twist that I didn't exactly see coming. And honestly, let's just, across the board, let's talk about acting. Great cast.
Good Lord, that was tremendous.
This was right in the moment
Ed
where
Norton
broke out on the scene between this and American History X. Dude came out of nowhere and was just throwing down prime movies left and right.
How yoked he got after Fight Club to who he is in American History X, he is jacked.
Yeah.
Heard he actually came
out of the gate swinging with these films, and Fight Club is no exception. It was just top notch across the board.
I heard.
You look at the 2 main faces in there too, because Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, those are phenomenal picks. But Jared Leto has a very nice add in there as well.
Let's not forget Bellatrix Strange.
I know Tim Burton's wife got in there. That was just. I don't know. I like Boys in the Hood, but if say we're scrolling through what channels on Boys in the Hood, and then I see Fight Club, it's Fight Club. It's Fight Club.
Yes. Boys in the Club had the cultural impact, but I think Fight Club was the better overall movie.
Yeah. I'd say, gosh darn it.
Are we 3 for 3 on unanimous?
I'd say, yeah. Yes, sir. We're humming along, you guys, but for just reasons. My
Yes.
favorite part of Fight Club, though, is it's the beginning where they're kind of Ed Norton's monologuing to the camera, and they talk about the porn that Brad Pitt slips inside the movie reels when he switches them up. And it's just, oh my God, that is just tremendous.
And I don't think Boys in the Hood should be as well received as it is, because just because a movie has a few good quotes that last for people after the movie's said and done, I can't remember much of the plot behind it. It doesn't doesn't exactly stick, but it's one of those things. Talk about that in reference to Fight Club. Therefore, it holds our standing with people.
See,
I would concur. But we're moving on from that now. We're moving on to something else. A new bracket. Well, not a new bracket, the same bracket, but new movie. We got Good Will Hunting and Goodfellas. Separate genres. I'm not big on mob.
Maybe the hot take, but I will go Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. I'm a big sucker for Robin Williams. Alive. Living Robin Williams.
Shame.
Come on.
That's why I prefer him. Get out of here, Lucas.
Day of RIPs.
Oh God, now I get it.
Robin hurt too. That
sucked. That sucked. Just a young Ben Affleck, a young, good Lord, Matt Damon.
Damon.
Solid, just all around. I watched it once and I just remember. I don't remember it like verbatim, but I just remember feeling good after watching it. I was like, "That's a solid movie through and through. Solid story."
It's fun
Wow.
because both of these movies, I think I've always. There's only one I like actually cared to remember the movie, and that was Good Will Hunting. That one had something that at least stuck with me. I love Scorsese and the movies he does, but to be fair, this and Casino, Goodfellas and Casino came out so soon by each other. It felt like I was watching the same movie at a couple points.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, why are these so closely related with the same goddamn cast, no less?
And yeah, same cast. And admittedly, I'm just not a big mob movie guy. It's not my favorite genre. Not something I typically care for. But there's multiple movies similar to Goodfellas, but I think there's only one Good Will Hunting.
There is only one Good Will Hunting until Disney gets a hold of it and makes a new sequel.
Wow, Chris with the emotional line on that too, that there's multiple one, but only one Good Will Hunting. So this was
I'll quote him.
actually like,
Just do it!
Chris, you mentioned earlier that Dumb and Dumber versus Jurassic Park was like you're like really a breaker bake on that. Like it's tough. But Good Will Hunting versus Goodfellas is actually one that was really hard for me to decide because I actually watched Goodfellas last week for the very first time, and I was blown away by it too. Like Ray Liotta out of nowhere, you know? Like,
90s Ray Liotta was no joke.
The way he laughs at the way he fucking...
So I had it down like I was probably like 70% on board with the Goodfellas, and when it came time to actually like hammer it out, I'm staring down the barrel of Good Will Hunting, and I'm going Good Will Hunting.
Jeez, all right. 4 for 4, unanimous.
You've made the right choice, lad.
Yes,
You've
you
made
did.
the right choice.
It's tough though because if you look at like a cast perspective as well, killer movie and just well done across the board too, without being extremely violent, but still like actually talking about like the other like side of things too. And Good Will Hunting, you just got to.
I remember as just a token ball suck to Goodfellas, you know, as like, you know, a tip of the cap just because it lost. Like, I still respect it. Joe Pesci in that movie is f***ing insane. Like him.
Yeah.
Like, am I funny? Like, a clown? Do I amuse you? There's so much. Like, the first time I saw that, there's so much. I was like, this guy's about to lose it because of he made a joke, and he's like, oh, I almost had it. I was like, fuck, that was crazy. Like, Joe Pesci is an absolute madman in that. But
He is. And it's funny because, you know, Joe Pesci's kind of an underrated actor with some range. I just saw him in Lethal Weapon 2 the other week.
Yes, that's on Netflix.
Never in that movie.
Okay. Leo gets like he's an adorable little dweeb in that movie.
No, totally. Also, by the way, that movie's up for sequels better than the original. Side note.
I would agree. I would agree.
It's different than the first one. It's much more comical.
Yeah.
The first one was dark and dealt with some shit.
It's like I know you love a Gary Busey in there. Second one, the second Lethal Weapon's probably my favorite. Strike that. It is my favorite. But I don't know, Mission Impossible 2 I think is better than the first one.
Yes. F***ing word. Give me some John Woo action.
John Woo. That last fight scene.
Across the screen in Mission Impossible 2, you're like, oh, this is cool.
You're watching Mission Impossible 2. Never have I seen two individuals play chicken on motorcycles and then they just lean up and they're like 10 feet in the air crashing into each other.
Yeah.
And then Tom Cruise squealing at the, like, yeah! Like kicking the guy.
The amount of abuse that one body can take is very understated in that movie. It's absolutely wild.
What? Are you saying movies aren't accurate depictions of how people respond? I just watched that Chris Hemsworth Extraction movie. We got up in that movie.
I was gonna say, tactical Hemsworth. He's underwater for a little bit.
Aaron, so you've seen Extraction as well, then?
I have not. I watched the beginning of it with my pops, and then I got.
We will discuss another time.
All right. I'm a Hemsworth guy.
Who isn't?
No. Cuba Gooding Jr.
in any way possible. Like, who isn't a Chris Hemsworth guy?
All right.
Liam
I didn't.
sounds like he's more fun than Chris, though, because like Liam, honestly, like he doesn't give a Liam's down to like fight people in public, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I was gonna say, I'm a Liam Neeson guy, Big
Yes.
Liam Neeson guy.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also a Sam Jackson guy, and a John Travolta guy, and a Uma Thurman guy, and a Bruce Willis guy.
I'm your huckleberry.
Okay,
Well,
just stop.
Aaron, so
Just
based
stop.
on what you just said, I can guess your next pick.
Yep.
Well, I don't seek out Schindler's List because it's so devastating. It's a brilliant movie. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie. It's like I want to rewatch Pulp Fiction because like I
I'm
enjoy.
not gonna lie. These two.
What now?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say these. I was gonna comment that these next two matchups actually are not real big winners for me. None of them are too much for me. I am on my solo boat just sailing out to sea when I say Pulp Fiction. Probably doesn't even crack my top 3 Tarantino movies.
Okay.
I am not a big Pulp Fiction guy.
I was gonna ask you like if we
Yeah.
could talk Tarantino a little bit.
Yes.
Like, well, oh, excuse me, someone needs to feed you a grape from the vine, Chris, with all your divinity.
Yeah, it is. It wins by default here, just because I like it better than Schindler's List, I guess. But no, I would have switched Pulp Fiction out with Reservoir Dogs for 90s.
Reservoir Dogs, like, yeah, it's a good whodunit, and yes, it was low budget, but it didn't like enthrall me. It didn't. There's something bizarre, something different about Pulp Fiction, and it's kind of weird swag.
yeah,
The square, they're opening what's in the briefcase, which is a question I have for you guys later. Like, there's just so much to it. Even Tim Roth.
Yeah.
Tim Roth. Like, when he's into something, I'm like, all right, like that's a solid person to have in the lineup. I liked him in Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
But more, Ed Norton even more. I say Tim Norton for some reason. But yeah, Pulp Fiction. Like, also, there's something new you could find it every single time. Like, if you didn't notice, it's kind of like a guy. What the hell's his name? The guy directed Shining.
Directed Shining?
Yeah, The Shining and Full Metal Jacket. Stanley Kubrick.
Yes.
It's like you can tell it's one of his movies, or like it's like there could be something new in it every time, or something you didn't see before. It's like I like watching Pulp Fiction because like, oh, maybe I didn't think of something this way.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, there's even references to future Tarantino movies in it. It's pretty remarkable in that way. But yes, Kill Bill.
That's what I meant. Good job, Chris.
But I don't know. It's just other people. So wins by default here for me.
What would be your favorite Tarantino movie? The both of you. That question is directed to the both of you. Huh?
Inglourious.
Inglourious Bastards over Django?
Yes. Yep.
Is it
Big bastard.
because of Christoph Waltz?
Well, he's in both.
I know. He might have been. I think he might have been better in Inglourious Bastards though.
Considering that was like your introduction to him, yeah, I would probably say so. But mostly Brad Pitt. God damn, he was awesome in that movie.
He's awesome in everything he does.
True.
God damn it.
So, same vote. Inglourious Basterds, my favorite Tarantino film, but for a different reason than what Chris just said, is because I like that Tarantino obviously is not afraid of anything in the world, but
Wow.
but different attack on history, and they rewrote it, and that's
It is.
exciting because when that scene pops off in the movie theater, you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? Because now you're in a new unprecedented timeline, and they get to figure it out. So I
Much
think
like
that's
he did
exciting.
in Once Upon a Time. Yeah. No,
And-
it's
sorry, Lucas. What movie did you cut out there for a second? What movie were you referencing?
Inglourious Basterds, like when they actually beat Hitler.
Yeah.
That's like it's unprecedented, you know, like that's not history anymore. Like
Yeah.
other than that, it was like a real story, you know. It's like it's Jews against Nazis, but then at the end of the day, that was them like not being afraid to like, you know, this is the parallel line. We're gonna go that way.
This
you
is
know?
what happened, which is pretty cool. Like, why not? That's why it's because of that reason. Like Chris, I thought he was talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I thought was like Leo again in that movie is so f***ing raw. Like when he's all right, like it might be underrated, or maybe maybe I'm overthinking how great the scene was where he's talking with Timothy Oliphant, and they're filming the Western, and then he's like, "Oh God, I'm lost it, guys, I lost it." Like, just do it. He's like, "All right, woo, all right," and then he gets back into character. Well, like, I just thought that was fucking crazy how he sold, like he's freaking out, and then just like then gets back into it, and then when he has the little girl, throws her down.
Yeah.
What? Like,
no, saying like the whole way they filmed it too, and he had to like redo it, start over. It was a good, well acted scene for him. And honestly, that movie is another typical Leo movie when it comes to the Oscars. If it weren't for one other guy making a stellar movie in that given year, he would have walked away with an Oscar.
You think so?
Yeah, which has happened to him. What now? Like 4 other times. If Joaquin hadn't made Joker.
Oh, Joker had to win.
Yeah, no, it 1,000% had to. But I'm just saying, if that movie hadn't come out, I'm pretty sure Leo's walked away.
Because it's kind of like a goofy character. He's not like, I didn't like take him that seriously, but like just the way he makes him, and he's just like a washed up bum.
His little characteristics he does throughout the movie, some of like solo scenes he does.
Yeah.
He did a great, understated job in it.
I mean, he's talking to the little girl. They're just chilling on their seats, or he like stutters a little bit. Or he's just little touches, little details, make it full, real.
Yeah,
big time.
Hadouken!
Yeah. So.
I think it's easier for me to say my least favorite Tarantino film is gonna be Hateful Eight.
No good.
I thought that was a significantly below average movie, and I was really bummed that I wasted 3 hours of my life on that. Unfortunately, I love Tarantino films, but Hateful Eight was long, dragging, acting was whatever. And
you know what? I just went through them all on my fingers here that I've seen, and out of the ones I've seen by him, yes, I would have to agree. The only one I haven't seen is that Jackie Brown movie.
I haven't seen Jackie Brown either. I'd say, I don't know, because I was thinking about this the other day. Just Django, just like, I love westerns. It's a little over the top, a lot over the top.
Tarantino.
Christoph Waltz in there, and just Jamie Foxx. I don't know if that part could have been played any better. Just his character he's I don't know, but overall, I'll give it to that. I love watching Django anytime. Just fast forward through the Mandingo scenes.
Correct.
Mm.
Wait, so
why not? I hope for this back it's going to be Pulp Fiction.
yeah,
Pulp
so
Fiction.
am I not mistaken that we're unanimous again?
Yes, sir.
Jesus, so much for debating.
Well, I mean, I feel like we're raising good points to justify ourselves. But we'll have some discrepancies later on, my lord. We have Shawshank Redemption versus Braveheart. And how do these not tickle you? You said you're not feeling them, Chris?
I enjoy them both. Okay, so
Good Lord, Shawshank. My favorite, like, get busy living or get busy dying, bro. What the hell?
yes, Shawshank.
Deny me, will you?
Get it. And I enjoy. I mean, I think Shawshank's a bit overrated. Everyone.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of heat time.
Yeah, gets down on their knees. But I'm not going to sit here in front of you guys and say that's some great movie.
It is some great movie.
You're doing Mel Gibson biopics. Yeah, you're talking Mel Gibson biopics. I'm doing Patriot, or like historical films of his, I guess.
Patriot.
Yeah.
Just missed the cut, Patriot, in 2000.
I know, sons of bitches. But I think I would actually say you see, do we rate these movies based off how we enjoy them, or like which one's actually the better movie?
Whatever type of ammunition you need to prove your point. If it's something that's special to you in one way that's not necessarily true for Luke's and I, but you can use it and describe it and persuade the best way possible, then go for that.
I don't have much of persuasion. I'm going Shawshank, I guess, just because it is. I think it's a better movie, but I don't know. Like, I don't really care how this one plays out.
Talk about a one-shot wonder for Tim Robbins.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
What happened after that? He played a great Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
Andy Dufresne.
See, I couldn't even tell you his name. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, you could.
No, besides Tim Robbins.
Really?
Not the character's name.
Andy Dufresne. Good Lord.
Well, now I could.
Aaron, what's your vote?
I gotta go Shawshank. I like Braveheart. It's a movie that, like, every time I watch it, I kind of be a little nervous. Like, the fight scenes are epic, the battles. knowing there's a little tragedy at the end. Freedom! Mel Gibson, absolute madman like that. He's just going crazy.
Yep.
You just see his... I see Riggs out there just in a kilt, just going crazy.
Yeah.
I love Braveheart, but I gotta go Shawshank. Like it just, I don't know. There's more poetic justice in it, and that whole ending scene where he breaks out, he f***s the warden, everything falls into place after all that suffering, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like it.
So
It's sentimental.
I'm gonna break our unanimous decisions here. I went Braveheart.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's not bad.
The thing is that, like, say what you want. I'm a big fan of Mel Gibson, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I remember when I first watched Braveheart. This is what really broke that we both discussed. But Braveheart, I remember when I first watched it, I was thoroughly enticed for all 7 hours of that film. You know,
Yeah.
I was absolutely invested in it. Shawshank, I definitely remember zoning out a couple times, and back into it.
1000%.
Braveheart had my attention the entire time.
You see, I think I did the same thing in Braveheart. Like, it gets into some of the slower moments, and I'm just like, okay, so, yeah, I forgot I got to check this email really quick. Okay, cool, and back. Both of them I thought were drawn out for sure. I could have easily gone either way. Braveheart could have just as easily been my pick. It's more...
Morgan Freeman.
that helps, but also just, I don't know, I think Shawshank was probably a little better done. And I don't have to hear Mel Gibson's Scottish accent.
You weren't buying it?
Believe it or not, no.
Oh, well, he's an Australian that acquired an American accent trying to do a Scottish accent.
Honestly,
He's Australian?
Yeah, you watched the original Mad Max. He's full Aussie in that one.
Honestly, I think that either, it's gonna sound bad, but because I'm singling out these two movies out of that entire 16 set list.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think either Shawshank or Schindler's List should have been replaced with The Rock.
Ooh, you done up.
Oh, fuck. 2000. Damn.
You done that one.
That might be my hot take.
98. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Oh, Lucas.
Yeah, that would have made this
Lucas.
interesting.
Wow.
You know what? Hey, Aaron. Our next one should be the best of 2000s movies with additional side questions. But instead, we'll send you movies as well that you should consider putting in.
Yes. Yeah, I just, for these, I went like the best line. I thought they kind of cover the spectrum of movies, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think of The Rock.
I
Fuck.
would skip my brain. So.
I'm remiss. What could it I think. Oh, I could have replaced. I'd say it could have replaced Boys in the Hood, if I'm being completely honest.
That would be like my take. It's obviously not very well done. It's a Michael Bay film, but at the same time, Sean
It's
Connery. You can't beat
is
it.
the Michael Bay film. Sean Connery. Winners go home and the prom queen. Let's go.
Really?
Winners go home. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can tell you right now, if The Rock had been in these two matchups, it's going to the.
Yeah, that's hitting the final four on my end too. I get that.
Oh, well, what? All right, what about this? 90s and 2000s action movies as their own bracket.
Okay, so 90s and 2000s together action movies.
We could do 90s and then 2000s because I'm sure there's plenty to choose from in both decades.
I would.
Or do you think combined?
I would. I don't know. We'll have to. We'll reconvene off
At a later date. Yeah.
Another time.
This next one coming up. All right.
So Shawshank moved on, correct?
Shawshank.
Okay.
And then now we have Tombstone versus Saving Private Ryan.
I'm going first.
That one's tough.
What'd you say?
Tombstone, done.
Yeah, I'll say hands down, like not even.
Oh.
Wrap it up and move on. Put the bow on it, and we're good to go.
Saving Private Ryan's a bitchin' movie all across the board, but there's something special about Tombstone. That's the movie.
Oh,
dude, that is.
This one's. I didn't really think about this one. This is a hard choice for me because Saving Private Ryan was one of those movies I'd watch every Sunday at my grandma's house. Like I'd get my breakfast, go back there, watch that or Forrest Gump or Toy Story. These obscure movies. And Saving Private Ryan was one of them. Oh my God.
Wait,
Part of what helps my decision is Saving Private Ryan is not my favorite war movie, but Tombstone is far and away my favorite Western. And Westerns mean something special to me. So Tombstone, much like Dumb and Dumber, kind of shaped the way I saw certain types of movies and in terms of quotes.
Okay, let me on this bandwagon. I'm going Tombstone because you're right. Like Val Kilmer's goddamn. I feel like Saving Private Ryan like has to be a staple in your all-time movies. Like it's, I don't know, it's something. Oh, Lucas, that face. It's like for me, like it strikes a nerve, and it's, I don't know, it feels like it accurately depicts like what was going on. The story, maybe I'm speaking more for that opening scene of Omaha Beach. That for some reason stands alone, like that scares me. It intrigues me. Like I'm excited. The rest of the story, take that for what it is. I guess maybe that I'm just taking the head of the snake and showing it to you. That opening scene is like everything for me. And then honestly, that and the last scene where they all like essentially die fighting, that's like an awesome action sequence. And then like everybody's like Barry Pepper gets blown up in the tower. Tom dies. Everybody's getting shot to shit. There's that one slow death. The Nazi wins, kills the Jew of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's little things, but if it doesn't come together as a whole.
Saving Private Ryan is pretty much the staple of war movies. That is like the foundation that now every war movie since has kind of used.
Yeah.
But it's Tombstone.
Tombstone. I'll go Tombstone. Like Val Kilmer's character is just undeniable. Random question. Any love for Wind Talkers? Any love? No? John Woo!
No.
Lucas?
Not my scene.
Haven't seen it.
So you're saying there's a chance. Shout out to Dumb and Dumber. Shout out. All right, we got Forrest Gump versus Silence of the Lambs.
Naughty.
I gotta go Forrest Gump because it's just like that's my movie. I know I watched it so many times. I love every second of it. I love Sally Fields. I love fast forwarding through when Bubba dies because that makes me sad. I love Lieutenant Dan getting reminded that he ain't got no legs. I love it. I love it all. I think you guys know.
So, Silence of the Lambs.
That's your call?
I was very happy to see this movie on this list.
It's so good. Anthony Hopkins and oh my God, actress's name, Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster and her accent, I love it.
Yes. Again, I'm usually pretty into the psychological type movies, and this one gets into the
This is it.
kind of
Baby.
like, realistic-ish horror psychological type shit. So it's cool. It's and like you learn little tidbits later on, like how Anthony Hopkins never blinked once in any of his scenes, kind of adding to that.
That's
level.
crazy.
Pretty gnarly to see. God, I gotta say, Forrest Gump. I understand and I agree that it is a very good movie. I understand why people like it and the story and all that, but
Do you, Chris?
it is one that people just kind of tend to insist on, and it bugs the shit out of me.
I will insist all morning,
Yes.
all day, and all goddamn night, Chris. For a fortnight, I'll insist.
I regretfully, very much regretfully, am choosing Forrest Gump.
Yeah! Suck toes, Chris.
No. You're not hearing my reasoning here. Is that Forrest Gump is a fine movie all across the board, but frankly, yes, Chris, to continue yours, the fact that people insist upon it is like, oh my God, you don't like Forrest Gump?
Go fuck yourself.
Most people can eat it. It's like literally the equivalent of Niners and Warriors fans again. And going back to it, is that like, the thing that ruined Forrest Gump for me is fucking Gump Day or whatever it is. When they just play that movie for 24 hours straight.
Oh, Bubblegum Shrimp. That restaurant's good.
And,
Shut up.
and people are too insistent upon it, but it puts it in your face too much. But if I take out that emotional side where it's like of my like answer there, where it's like yes, all across the board, acting, story, it's fine, great movie, well done. I don't like it personally, but I have to go with it. It's a staple because it did shape cinema for a bit too. So
Hell yeah.
I get it. I get it. Like I said, I can fully understand, and I can remove the emotional side. It is a good, well done movie. Tom Hanks, by the way, is probably between him and De Niro for best American actor ever. So once again, Tom Hanks knocks it out of the ballpark, won the Oscar, blah 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 blah. Good movie, but I like the edge that Silence has.
Anthony Hopkins is so good, like that, an untouchable, like an immortal character. Like to play a role that well, it's like okay, it's his performance versus Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump's performance.
Yeah.
Like, how do you compare that?
100% what that breaks down to.
And it's like we talked about earlier too, when we're talking about movies that kind of like scared you as kids, like Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my god!
Twisted. So therefore, like that definitely adds to the spectrum. But all in all, there's a reason Forrest Gump is as popular today as it was back then.
I'll say. I'll goddamn say. Could you imagine working at Bubba Gump Shrimp, like that restaurant?
I can't
like,
argue
all
that.
Day,
so I was on the
day.
winning side up until the second.
Forrest Gump, baby. All right, now a little more blood's
All right, round two.
a little more blood's gonna spill. You guys good? You need beers? You're up and at 'em.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's get going. All right, so now we have Titanic versus Dumb and Dumber.
Can we just move on to the next one? I feel like we know where this one's going.
Do we?
Yeah.
Say something, Chris.
Okay.
Say something.
Okay. Yeah, come on. Oh, but Titanic had the highest grossing movie of all time. Blah, blah, blah. He should have checked on the door. No, fuck you, Dumb and Dumber. Like, let's keep this going.
But Billy Zane, Kathy Bates. Billy Zane. Hold on. To digress just slightly, because Kathy Bates is in this movie, Silence of the Lambs on audiobook by her is incredible.
She does the audio for that?
She narrates it, sir. It's quite good.
Well, that's weird.
Yes, it is. But you listen to it and you're like, oh, Kathy. Oh. But anyways, back to Titanic and Dumb and Dumber. Lucas, looks like you're feeling dumb and even voting even dumber.
I'll say that's like a 1 seed going against 16 seed right there, in my opinion. So we're going Dumb and Dumber.
I feel like you guys aren't acknowledging the clout of Titanic. That's probably my favorite romance movie of all time. Romance. I mean, is it like not worthy of all of its hype and its glory, its grandeur?
Only to a certain extent.
Okay. I mean, I'm voting Dumb and Dumber anyway, but I'm just trying to get a rise.
I appreciate you trying to
For the sake of the conversation there, yeah, Titanic is absolutely well done film.
Oh yeah.
But
there's a reason for all of its money, success, and everything that's followed. But
I remember it being in like when you got it on VHS, it came in two because it can't be contained as just one. It's that good of a movie. It needs two. Just like Return of the King.
But if we're gonna go back to how I've kind of been like analyzing it, if I have hours to spend like on a free day and I just need to like watch a movie, I can honestly tell you Dumb and Dumber is gonna be easily into that mix, and Titanic will not be.
Titanic ends so tragically too. Oh my God! I'd be remiss if we did not. I'd be remiss if we do not acknowledge Bill Paxton, aka Bill Baxton's role in Titanic. He's in there. James Cameron loves him. I guarantee you. They had some kind of relationship.
Loved him.
Loved.
Past.
Past tense. All right, Dumb and Dumber wins. I did not like. I don't know. I thought you guys would. I just perhaps I doubted your loyalty to Dumb and Dumber. My apologies.
That movie. Movie means everything to me.
I'm projecting on you.
Yes.
Fight Club versus Good Will Hunting.
This is a sneaky tough one, at least for me.
I guess I saw Fight Club a little more recently, so it's a little more fresh. I love Robin Williams. and he's in other 90s movies that are just absolutely brilliant. I mean, it'd be way too tough to put animated movies in this list of great 90s movies because they stand alone in that regard.
Totally.
I thought Fight Club is a little more cool. I would enjoy watching that a little more. It's a little edgier, gets your pulse racing a little bit, and you get to see like parts that you like before Tyler and Tyler become enemies.
Yeah.
I went Good Will Hunting.
I was gonna say, I think I'm actually going Good Will Hunting on this. Yeah. Fight Club, awesome. Can't say no. Oh, you know what? Another movie you forgot in here was Seven.
I just thought Brad Pitt's in
Had
here.
enough Brad Pitt on here.
Had enough Brad Pitt. I hit Morgan Freeman. I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow's in here or her head.
You say you hate Morgan Freeman?
No. I have him on here already. Shawshank. Seven. Maybe I'm under Kevin Spacey. Jesus Christ. Perhaps I wasn't taking Seven seriously enough.
No. Oh, I mean, there's only X amount of spaces you can have on here, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But sorry, back to this. Fight Club. I do love the movie. Great, well done. I tend to not dislike overly political things, but I felt like there was a lot of kind of politics in that too, or like social statements and all that, especially toward corporatism. Good one.
I hear you.
Just a feel-good movie. Like, I remember after that movie ended, I just had a smile on my face, like with Robin Williams' little line at the end there. I liked it. I felt good watching that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd agree. I feel you.
So kind of for that as well. So the reason I'm so drawn to Good Will Hunting is yes, it's a hell of a story across the board. There's no denying that. And at the same time, there's not many movies that I can say off the top of my head that have emotional resonance, and at the same time hit on numerous levels as well. And good, there's some serious parts, obviously, and then there's some very sad parts in it as well. Fight Club is a little bit more unitary in that stance, where yes, we did touch on a couple of topics that you just mentioned, but Good Will Hunting has a little more range on it, and frankly, I think it's a more intricate and well done movie in a certain stance.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I would almost argue I think Fight Club is better done, mostly because of the way it handles the twist and everything with that. But I like the emotional level to Good Will Hunting better.
I forget how wacky Fight Club is done, just the quick cut scenes or the bang scenes or him flashing for a minute in the very beginning. Ed Norton's talking to you. I don't know if that's not your taste in movie, it could easily turn an audience off.
For sure.
If you're not about that, it's kind of like Natural Born Killers, just how it's just weird. The movie's on acid. But God bless Woody Harrelson.
Good Will Hunting is definitely more toward the masses, but.
Why did I put White Men Can't Jump in here? God damn it, I fucked up. Or Remember the Titans. No, that came out in 2002.
Either way, I feel like sports movies should generally be their own thing.
Yeah, doesn't feel to everybody. Lucas, you're grimacing. Why are you grimacing?
Yeah, because sports movies have a big range on it too. There's some that are just absolute jokes. We're talking basketball essentially. If you're even gonna put that in there as a sport movie.
Oh my god, I love basketball.
Naked Gridiron Gang. There's
that's 80s. Fuck.
So yes, it should be its own thing, but I mean, if you're looking at it the same way, we just compared Dumb and Dumber to Titanic, I mean,
does that discredit us as
fair? Yeah, but I feel like sports movies, you get a pass more in certain senses because it's just a sports movie. It was lacking here, but it's a sports movie. What are you going to expect?
Well, you know what movie? Oh my god, I guess this will just have to be a shout out because I was too dumb to put this on the bracket. Homeward Bound. Homeward Bound. Come on, that movie. Lucas, how dare you laugh with impunity? Cover that face. Why are you laughing?
Aaron, that movie doesn't belong anywhere near this
list. Come on! Michael J. Fox.
Aaron, I'm looking at the logistics of it. Let's just be okay, yeah, In bracket number 8, we have Shawshank Redemption versus Homeward Bound.
Come on!
Let the debate begin.
Legado comes through in the end. You think they leave him for dead, but he comes back.
Wait, animated movie. Where's Brave Little Toaster? Are we doing that?
No way. No way. Brave Little Toaster makes it.
Sorry. Okay.
Well, and y'all are high if you're not including Iron Giant in there.
Iron Giant.
Go.
I'm pretty high, Lucas. I'm pretty goddamn high.
Wow.
Iron Giant. You take that Vin Diesel and you shove it up your pooper. Jets, we got incoming. We got incoming Pulp Fiction versus Shawshank Redemption. How is this bad boy gonna land?
Pulp Fiction.
Chris, look at you making these big, tough decisions.
I will go with the Tarantino-led film over. Granted, to me, it's not one of his best work, which I'm in the dark horse on that one. But I will still take the Tarantino film over Shawshank.
What was your favorite Tarantino film again?
Inglourious.
Inglourious. Perhaps worth the rewatch, would you say? It's been a while.
I just watched it about a month ago, and I had no regrets about it.
No regrets?
And it did not change my opinion at all. So,
what did you drink while watching the movie?
probably just a beer. Can't really remember.
A beer?
I don't know. Quarantine life on the weekends has gotten kind of out of hand.
I thought you were a whiskey guy with one big piece of ice, a nice cube, big one.
Well, if it's just whiskey, it's whiskey neat.
It's pretty
Like
neat.
an old fashioned with some ice cube, but
Old fashioned, huh?
Yeah, you know.
Hey.
But if it's just straight whiskey, it's neat. There ain't no ice in there.
Very good. Jack?
No.
Or Bullet?
Oh no, sorry. Actually, right now I'm sipping a little Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig.
Yeah,
So-
it was only $40 at Costco for the handle. So
Oh, flex your bank account on me, god damn it.
Wow.
$40 would bleed me dry.
Yep. And Total Wine is.
Oh,
I'm
mercy.
essential. I get it.
Oh, god damn it.
But yes, I don't choose. It's more like me choosing Tarantino over the other movie.
I got you. Lucas, first of all, your whiskey of choice, and or your movie watching whiskey, and then how about an answer to this here bracket?
A little bit of both there is going to be, I'm a Bullet rye guy. Big fan. It's cheap, easy, but above average whiskey still if you're going in that spectrum. So obviously, because whiskey is something ridiculous, much like the wine industry, where it's like price automatically starts jumping up by like exponentially.
Yep.
But if you're looking at this like good medium price range where it's gonna be like $30 to $60, let's just say,
Nope.
Bullet's never gonna treat you wrong. And I will also say Buffalo Trace is an honorable mention there as well, but it's whatever's on the better scale for me there. But
Absolutely.
with this as well, like I like Pulp Fiction. I'm a big fan of the movie. I thoroughly enjoy watching that movie. So Pulp Fiction absolutely hammers home for me there because, frankly, honestly, anything Samuel L. Jackson says in that movie still kind of tickles me funny, you know?
Yeah, I gave it to him.
I actually, truth be told, when I was doing research for this bracket as well, I looked up like funniest scenes in Pulp Fiction, and there was a couple times when like Samuel L. Jackson's like literally like screaming in someone's face, and I'm still like smiling, you know? I'm still like,
yeah.
like, that's good.
Absolutely. And let's not get the record wrong here. I don't hate Pulp Fiction by any means. I still like it and think it's a good movie. It's just when people talk about Tarantino, that seems to be the one that I always say. So just wanted to.
That sounds wildly different from your argument earlier. I'm just going to point that out.
When I was talking
Jumping off platforms?
more specifically for Tarantino films, as terms of I didn't see anything special with that compared to other films of his.
That's not true. When we were talking about Schindler's List versus Pulp Fiction, you were saying that it's a toss-up. I don't really care. We're just going to move on. Like, no, that's wildly different than what you're sounding like now. That's interesting.
Hey, Freak Joe!
Singing a different tune there, boy.
All right.
Yeah, I guess favoring the masses, Chris. Proud of you.
Jesus Christ. Take a sip, Lucas. Take a sip. Oh, shit. I mean, never have I like watched a meaningless conversation in a movie and actually enjoy myself. For some reason, the dialogue in Tarantino movies, like just a Royale with cheese. Like I'm kind of invested in what they're talking about. They have like a bizarre talking cadence or the way, like, I mean, I know Kill Bill's not in the 90s, but I don't know. You didn't care for those movies, Chris?
Also,
I saw. Nah.
Yeah, also not in the top couple Tarantino films for me.
I agree with that statement too.
At least he went out and did it. Man. He's getting all the genres.
Like, I don't hate it. Goddamn, the action scenes are fantastic in that movie.
Absolutely.
Like, I have no qualms about them. I'm not upset about them, but again, when it comes to Tarantino, it's not my top couple.
And they're wacky.
You do have a very good point that the dialogue in Tarantino films is always exceptionally well done.
Yeah.
And you referenced one of the exact scenes I was thinking of as well, when he's like, what do they call a Big Mac? He's like, oh, lay Big Mac.
Lay Big Mac.
He's like, I don't know, I didn't go to Burger King.
Yeah, like it just seems like regular banter, and then they go kill the out of those guys.
Right?
Again.
Some of the more authentic dialogue you see in movies. Like, that's how actually just people would talk to each other.
I'm about it.
Yep.
I tip my cap to it. All right, so we got Pulp Fiction. Moving on. Next, we have Tombstone versus Tom Hanks. You have it at Forrest Gump. Like that strip club announcer voice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a little too good at it, but...
Geez, Rick.
Yeah. How are those handling the quarantine?
What?
Strip clubs.
Oh, the strip clubs? They're dirty
You can't
before.
touch them anyway.
They'll be dirty again.
I have a fun little side note on this too, like, surprisingly, is that there was a strip club out in Atlanta, Georgia that was worried about going out of business. The gentleman who owned the facility wanted to make sure that his ladies were going to find work. So he got the licensing that Uber does and started his own company called Boober Eats, where you order food, the strippers go and bring you the food, and then they strip for you outside your house.
Hey!
And I was like, how far is Atlanta?
That's
Let's
awesome.
get there, baby. That's a good way to make money in the meantime. Boober Eats.
That is awesome.
Sounds so hokey. And I bet a fair amount of customers get robbed. It's like, you'll give me the rest of what's in your wallet. Anywho's, this next one's going to be tough. Yeah, Tombstone, Forrest Gump.
I mean, for me, it's Tombstone once again.
Tombstone.
This one's going to be coming like a freight train through hell for me. This movie's,
And hell's coming with me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how really to elaborate on this one. Tombstone means much more to me than Forrest Gump does.
So what I've been trying to do is obviously say I'm a highly opinionated person for you that don't know, and I've been trying to say certain opinions about each movie up until this point, and that way I have some bit of talking for each of these points up until we receive that, because obviously we can just keep being like what Chris just did, where it's like Tombstone all the way. Next question. I'm like, I'm gonna have something more to talk about too. There's certain scenes in Tombstone that are just so iconic to me that I can't look past it. Is that
No!
when Val Kilmer slaps the out of Billy Bob Thornton in the casino, and he's like, "Are you gonna do something about it, or are you just gonna stand there and bleed?" I'm like, "Oh, let's fucking go! Val Kilmer's the fucking man!"
Kurt Russell.
Oh. Ooh, whoops.
Val Kilmer's him as Doc Holliday. Well, Johnny Tyler. Where you going with that shotgun?
That's going to be a talking point for me later on. But yeah, I still had Tombstone winning out over Forrest Gump or Silence of the Lambs, depending on either which one moved on. I still had Tombstone winning.
Oh, Tombstone's so good. Just to be contrarian, I'll just say Forrest Gump. I love Tombstone, my favorite Western, but Forrest Gump meant more to me growing up, I guess. It's more nostalgic value, and I just remember watching it time and time again. And as I grew up, I learned more about, this is what that joke means. Because I had no idea, when I was watching when I was little, what the hell, the little things. He's like, we're always looking for this guy named Charlie. It's like, you idiot's the enemy. It's just, I don't know, just how he gets through life. I don't fancy myself the most intelligent of fellows. And if Forrest Gump can do it, I bet I can too, mister.
Well, Forrest Gump, like the whole movie is framed around the different relationships he makes throughout his life, which is pretty interesting, especially, he meets Nixon and, Jenny's relationship with him and all that shit. But the relationships in Tombstone focused around Kurt Russell I really enjoy. You got the conflict he has with his wife and the girl he's interested in. Val Kilmer's
oh my goodness
relationship and the way he views his own relationship with Kurt Russell. And then Kurt with the brothers and all the conflicting ideologies of what they want to do with the town. It's a lot of conflict in one movie.
Bill Paxton back at it again.
Yeah, okay, Morg.
Morg!
Yeah. Funny how the brother
goddamn kid. Oh my god, he deserved to get killed.
Yeah.
Morg! Oh my god, he's such a dweeb. Oh, the X Factor in Tombstone, what could put it over the top, what makes it just like that extra bullet in the barrel? Billy Zane.
I'm glad he left on that note. I'm very.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, go.
Oh my! So Tombstone. I had to say that because Forrest Gump lost. I'm salty. All right, we got Tombstone. Moving on. Honestly,
I'm gonna take a hiatus real quick. I need to grab a refill and then I'm also gonna go to the bathroom real quick. But
please
keep rolling.
Let's keep rolling. Oh, while he's there, Chris, I'll ask you some of the questions because now we're going 3:45 right now. I'll ask you another couple of questions, but then I have 10 super fast questions at the end. Have nothing to do with anything we've talked about. So let's see here. Who's the best James Bond? Naughty.
Okay. So for me, it is Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, you whore.
I grew up with Pierce Brosnan.
Clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Stuff, but I think I have always gravitated toward more. How do I phrase this? More along that, not the suave guys, but the guys who kick in the door.
Yeah.
In terms of cross genres in general, or franchises, or movies, what have you. And Daniel Craig is not the Mr. Smooth, talk you into doing whatever he wanted. He's just going to punch you in the face and kind of keep on going type of spy. Which
absolutely.
I do appreciate that. Everyone's going to argue Sean Connery too, which I cannot argue. He is the first, and he kind of created James Bond. But overall, in terms of... Now, I will say Daniel Craig's movies have gone drastically up and down in quality.
Yeah.
There's a couple stinkers in there. Although I just rewatched Quantum of Solace, and that one's not as bad as I remember.
That one, the bad guy, I despise. The action, it's different
end for sure for him.
Yeah. I guess I would argue Sean Connery, it's Sean Connery's my guy. So, but back to say Quantum of Solace. I don't know, it shows that because my friend Claire was arguing with me about this the other day of she's a Daniel Craig guy and his character actually has story arc to it because all the other James Bond, it's all right, we're James Bond, this is what we do. But him, he f***s up. Daniel Craig, he makes mistakes, he goes rogue, he's a wild man. Then we got delighted by Skyfall.
Yes.
Holy shit.
You see progression in his character, which is really cool, and him having to deal with that he's experienced or done. The PTSD he kind of goes through in Skyfall, or seeing the wear and tear it took on his body, the shit that he's gone through already. It was cool to see. I can talk about the movies themselves, but in terms of just the actor and how they portrayed the character, I think Daniel Craig brought something new and finally made it his own as opposed to some other James Bonds.
I'd agree with you. I put him over Pierce Brosnan for sure.
I would too. In terms of, Sean Connery is always going to be in the conversation just because, A, who he is, and B, he was the first. But I think Craig made it his own.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Lucas?
It was best James Bond, correct?
Correctamundo.
So that's the thing is that this is a hard question for me to answer because I really haven't seen all of the James Bonds by any means. But in terms of the idea of who James Bond would be, I feel like Pierce Brosnan is my choice. But
There's no shame in that.
I've seen all the Daniel Craig James Bond, so therefore, like I'd say, in terms of like actual opinion, I want to say Pierce Brosnan is like the one who fits the bill better in terms of what the character of James Bond should be. But I do still really love all the James Bonds with Daniel Craig, and yes, even though some are more hit than missed, but Casino Royale is still absolutely
that's a masterpiece.
one of my favorite films. Killer film all across the board. Not even outside of the James Bond realm, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's like as a standalone. Like, say we never heard of James Bond, that is a dope movie.
And to your point, I am willing to bet once the new Craig movie finally comes out, thanks to this stupid coronavirus, this is last one, so they're going to recast it after this one. Guarantee it goes more toward the Pierce Brosnan type.
Yeah.
You think
It
so?
will go back to the more slick, suave, cool type of guy, the guy who's more spy than action type.
Well, I hope it could be like whatever they do with it, like they make it their own. Like you can tell it's an authentic. They're not copying. They're just emulating the past and doing it.
I'm going for Rob Stark to get it. I'm hoping he goes.
Ooh.
That's my vote.
Wow.
Is his jaw a little too square though? James Bond with red hair? Are you f***ing mad?
Maybe. Daniel Craig was
Maybe.
the first Bond one.
Wasn't Roger Moore?
No. They were all dark-haired.
Anyways, well, good discussion on James Bond, fellas, but we gotta move this along. We got a hard out at 4. Lucas, the game plan is we're gonna go finish this bracket in glorious fashion, and then you got 10, I call it off the cuff questions that have nothing to do with what this podcast has been about, mostly, and then just off the top of your head, bang, 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 like a battle droid. Pew, 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 pew. Boo!
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you guys heard that. I hope your ears are bleeding. Scar. Dumb and Dumber versus Goodwill.
So what do we have extra?
What's up?
Idiot.
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm circling my choice right now.
Dumb and Dumber is a classic. I
just didn't think I'd get this far.
out of all comedies I've ever seen, Dumb and Dumber is at the top of that list for me, unfortunately. And that's out of like the 90s, 2000s, nowadays. Like Dumb and Dumber still hits for me, and to have that movie be done 20 years ago is wild because it still lands in that category. And whether it is just a stupid comedy, yeah, it doesn't matter as much as like the fact that
It's near 30 years old, son. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Is it really? What year did it come out?
94? 94?
Wow, I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, across the board, like Dumb and Dumber makes me laugh as hard as it does, or as hard as it did when I first saw it as it does now, and that's after probably an unhealthy amount of times watching it. And for me to be that engaged with it still is a remarkable feat. And Good Will Hunting, nothing against that by any means. Hell of a movie does that. Casting across the board kills it, and the storyline itself is phenomenal. But in terms of like rewatching value, that's what this one really came down to, and Dumb and Dumber still gets it for me.
It's ditto all those words, sir, because they're excellent points, and I think the overall nostalgic value. Would people hate what we're saying, or will they? Because I'm going to put this out incrementally over the week on Instagram. I want people to get angry. I want them to just get.
They're gonna be angry.
Wild. I hope they're angry. Seeing Dumb and Dumber climb through the shit, going from trench to trench, working its way up towards the
This
top.
bracket is gonna piss a lot of people off.
I hope so.
Talk about how Dumb and Dumber, a slapstick comedy, knocked off Titanic and Jurassic Park. Like, in what realm is that allowed? That is not allowed across any spectrum. But you know what?
In any cinephile who looks at movies more in terms, overall test of time value in terms of what they actually enjoy, this bracket's going to make them throw up.
I hope so. I hope the results
they're
do.
going to
But I think
have an aneurysm.
our reasoning is not, I mean, it's clearly objective and will not be taken seriously, but our reasoning for why Dumb and Dumber is beating these powerhouse movies is because of the happiness, the overall happiness it's brought us. Whether we're quoting something, say a stranger, I feel comfortable being, oh, big gulp, son, like, on the hopes that they know it too. It just kind of casts a bigger.
What, you're not going to go up and say, oh, you stole my line? Like, no,
Still-
yeah, it's not going to be, that's not the quote you drop.
No.
I generally tend to lean toward movies that might mean more to me personally or just overall enjoyment value than, oh, is it an Oscar contender or did it win Best Picture type? No. So once again, Dumb and Dumber will take the vote for me. I acknowledge that Good Will Hunting is a fantastic movie and it says something, it does something, it means something.
It says something.
And it means something to me. Like I mentioned earlier, that's a movie I just kind of felt good leaving. I kind of liked its take on life and what you should do with it.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber just, God damn, it tickles you. It's something that no
Every
matter
time.
that will probably be the number one movie I've seen the most in my life, and I'm not complaining about it. I won't regret seeing it again. I might throw it on later for all I know.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where it's like if you see it on TV, you know you have it in your room, but you're too lazy to walk into your room and put it into the DVD player or whatever. It's on TV. Give me the commercials. Give me the bleep outs.
I'll jump in at any point in that movie and keep on watching and quote it the rest of the way.
Yeah. Oh my God. How many times have you guys ruined that movie for the people you're watching it with?
I don't think I can watch it with anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
We're talking about so the other way I saw it too is like if we're talking about movies that you know the lines and words to, there's probably not many movies that I can like sound off more on than Dumb and Dumber.
I'd say.
I might be able to recite that from memory the entire movie.
Yeah.
Or
it's
close
just.
to it.
Well, I'm willing to go out on a limb. I don't mean to assume, but when I'm looking down at the rest of the bracket, I see Dumb and Dumber waiting for Pulp Fiction and Tombstone to get done with their bloody bout. But I'm thinking we're all thinking that Tombstone is going to be going to the finals. Am I right?
Honestly, when you drew up the bracket, I kind of had this final matchup circled in my mind.
Really?
I did.
It's kind of taking me by surprise, if I'm being completely honest with you. I thought you guys would have gone Titanic for
I meant my personal bracket. I did a quick run through to see the movies, and I had those two kind of pegged. I'm like, they'll probably be meeting.
I knew when you guys got so excited about Dumb and Dumber out the gate, and it won over Titanic. I knew this bracket. I was like, okay, anything's possible. This is a walk-up. What I thought was going to happen completely out the window. So all this is actually rather taking me by surprise. I appreciate this, Ryan Roberts brothers.
Well, and that's fair because we're obviously not just talking
Naughty.
pure cinematography magic. We're talking about like what really hits home the most. And yeah, Dumb and Dumber, I knew was gonna at least make it out of the second round. I knew that going out the gate.
Has to. I don't know why I put it up against Titanic. That wasn't no bueno. But,
and it's tough because the side Tombstone's on it. In my opinion, is a lot weaker than the left side of the bracket then too, because frankly, a lot of great movies on the right side, but not as many fan favorite. I need to see that.
Perhaps I put too much stock in Shawshank. I thought you guys were gonna be tickled pink over that. Pulp Fiction.
You did.
Yeah, and I was not tickled. I was like, whoa, these guys.
You're projecting us to be more
projecting. Because you guys are living in my
projecting
world.
us to be the more.
I want you to be my ideal human beings. Which you are already.
Thank you. Too little, too late.
Sorry.
I was like, if anything, I solidified the fact that I'm uncultured and I like
Oh, you froze.
Not necessarily mean that it means something to someone.
It means something to us, and this universe is all that matters right now, baby. This is our universe. This is our present moment.
Well, an underrated part of all, or whatever. It wasn't talked about this entire bracket that we all grew up in the 90s. That entire decade kind of dictated how we were going to be the rest of our lives, for better or far worse. So the movies we saw then had a lot bigger impact on us.
Right.
And especially that time frame, I'm not looking at a movie like, oh man, the way they filmed that scene was really cool. Okay, yeah, no, I see what they were trying to go for there. No, it was big gulps. That's cool.
Well, see you later.
I
You got to finish
that.
the quotes.
Yeah. Oh, cool, dinosaurs. Yeah. Like, that was more what was appealing to us in that time frame. So those are the ones that are going to mean more. Like, cool, like maybe if I had been 15 or so when I saw Titanic, that might be going somewhere. But
Right.
I was, 7 or 8 at the time? Like, I get it. Like, they loved each other, and she let him die. Awesome. No, so naturally, this type of conclusion was pretty much the only way this bracket was designed to go.
Well, Mister, I couldn't help but agree now that I think about what this. But I guess I was trying to think more objective. Like, oh, if I was like an Oscar man with my monocle, Dumb and Dumber is just fodder. It's sacrificial lamb, so to speak. But now that
That's how most cinephiles look at it.
I don't want to be that. I want to think passionately and irrationally, and Dumb and Dumber is that
Movies
for
are
me.
meant to be enjoyed.
What's that?
You mother.
The next one will kill
For
you.
you.
Oh, son of
Say that again.
After for you.
You said for you.
a shot me in the ass.
For me?
Yeah, you said for me. Cue Aaron voice.
Sorry, for me. What you guys kind of blacked out there or froze for a minute? What was the last question? God damn it! What the hell was I talking about?
It was less than 30 seconds ago, Aaron.
All right, well then I'll take it over for a second. If you're
Please,
looking at
God
it
help me.
In terms of cinematography, Dumb and Dumber is at the best a 16th seed. But in terms of our opinion, that's a 1 seed. Everyone knows it.
Dumb and Dumber's an NIT. It's
Hey, God bless. I'm glad we're getting its due, and honestly, I think this is going to piss off a lot of people, and I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
Oh no, I would almost get Instagram just to see the comments on this.
God, Lucas, you're getting attached every time I'm posting the progression of this bracket. We're like, this guy, if I'm getting over the bus, you're going under the bus with me, buddy.
I expect updates along the way because
Hadouken!
say in the next week or two we do a 2000s bracket, and I bet our answers are drastically different to what we're seeing on this one.
Let's hope so. I'd like a little more controversy. I want a little more anger, a little fire and brimstone, but we were oddly all on the same boat on this one.
Yeah. Again, I think
Through most of them, of them, I think. But it's as ridiculous as Dumb and Dumber is, or on any of these, I feel like we're backing our choices with solid, just reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like.
where we're coming from, like I said, I think is a big part of this.
I hate to do it, fellas. Dumb and Dumber versus Tombstone. The Ultimo. This is, here it is. Here it is. Who wants to take the stage?
I'm going to drop a hot take right before y'all. Tombstone won for me.
Whoa! As the best movie of the 90s.
Every time Tombstone comes on, I am enthralled with each and every character.
Oh, man.
And at the same time, even though I know how it's going to play out and that Wyatt Earp's going to do his deed and just go to war just for his friend, I'm still taken by it. I'm still, when he says he's my friend, I'm like, oh my god,
He's my friend. Hell, I got lots of friends.
I don't. Dude, that's
all of us, yeah. I don't.
Someone's willing to literally just go to war for their buddy because frankly they showed him random acts of kindness and they were there for him, and that alone is a great enough reasoning for me to really just be all on that because I'm huge on the emotional spectrum. Love that, and at the same time, you're looking at like a sheriff who decides to like suddenly go a little bit renegade and start like beat like women and things. Like, you tell him Hal's coming with me. It's like he clearly just like broke protocol all across the board, and he convinced like friends to go with him, and like it's.
I'm your huckleberry.
Love it. The dialogue amongst the entire film is there. Dumb and Dumber, yes, it hits that special place. It's that like slapstick. As soon as I'm done watching, I'm still laughing and cracking up for the rest of the night. But Tombstone, I feel satisfied at the end. I'm like, that's it. That's what I needed.
Him dancing in the snow with his lady love.
Bingo.
Order room service.
Oh my God. Kurt Russell. This reason just popped up in my head of like Westerns, they had their time. They had their best of years. They had their golden years. Give the 90 their own flavor. And Tombstone, how dare you waltz on in and make yourself known with all of its glory. It is such a f***ing good movie. Like, Western aside, like just it.
Yeah.
For some reason, it feels like we picked up the full movie is this, the full story is this, but the movie's just right here of who, why it is. And then it's like, okay, everything's already established. We just have to hold on and let the story take us, which it does. But against Dumb and Dumber, though, now that like, I feel like that's the snowball for me that got pushed over the hill. And now it's bigger and bigger and bigger. But does it crash into the mighty rock that is Tombstone? Does it crash into a tombstone?
I have my answer. So, yeah. Let's hear your – which one did you vote for, Aaron? I know mine.
Dumb and Dumber. It's got to go. I'm going Dumb and Dumber. Best movie of the 90s. F*** it! Fuck it! That was tough because it like – oh, my goodness. Oh, hold on. I'm just –
So –
I need to breathe.
Adore Tombstone. That movie means fucking so much to me. I remember the first time I watched it back to back. I watched it twice in a row. I love that movie so much. And the entire bracket so far has been so difficult because trying to balance the what does it mean to me, what do I think of the actual movie itself, and just like every other movie you could say Dumb and Dumber went up against, the other movie is a better movie.
Yeah, right.
Actually,
okay,
let's. Well, I want to put that on the record. Yes, Dumb and Dumber, the worst movie out of everyone it's gone up against.
Let it be known.
No question. But in terms of what it means to you, I like I said, I tend to go with the movies that mean more or have done more for me. Dumb and Dumber gets the vote.
Okay, so that is an interesting point there, and that's actually the reason I went Tombstone over Dumb and Dumber is because I have other comedies that I adore. Like, we're talking Tropic Thunders, we're talking Blades of Glory, we're talking other stupid shit like that. But in terms of Westerns, that list is significantly far and fewer of ones that I absolutely adore and appreciate. Tombstone rocks that, and it hits on every sense of the word for it. So, like, how can I not just, like, at the end of the day be like, no, Tombstone, I'm leaving the field on this. This is my Western intake. And that's why I beat out Saving Private Ryan earlier, too. There's a lot of war movies I really enjoy.
Yep.
But is Saving Private Ryan the best war movie? No. Tombstone's the best Western, in my opinion. And Dumb and Dumber might be the best comedy. But if we're going to look at overall, like, movie then, I'm going Tombstone.
True. The only reason and for the same exact points you were just talking about, Tombstone not only saved the Western genre for a time, but it also made made the best one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The difference being, and I agree, there's different comedies out there, but I've noticed that a lot of the comedies I tend to like have either starred Jim Carrey or had very quick, witty humor like Jim Carrey. So Dumb and Dumber as a comedy impacted my personality more. That one had a more lasting effect with me on that side. It affected the way I saw humor, the humor I liked, and the jokes I made. Whereas Tombstone didn't affect my personality as much. That's the only reason I chose Dumb and Dumber. Otherwise, I was going to go Tombstone.
But we had to make our decisions, though. Then Chris,
of course.
Yes, Lucas.
Much like other debates, like Dumb and Dumber between Jurassic Park or whatever in some of the other brackets. Like, it's not that I'm discounting the other movie by any stretch. It's just by the slimmest of margins.
Also, we're not looking at
technicalities,
but the elephant in the room here is that I've given my answer to Tombstone, you've given yours of Dumb and Dumber. Aaron, you're just sitting in the middle right now. Where are you at?
Oh no, I went Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, he called Dumb and Dumber as well.
I went Dumb and Dumber before that, and I apologize, but I don't apologize. But in no disrespect to Tombstone, my favorite Western. But my reasons for it that I didn't think about as much because, Chris, it's just going to completely copy and paste what you said. Like Jim Carrey's essence, who he was in the 90s and when I was growing up is like this weird little kid. Imagine me, but, in child form. Now, same child, bigger body, yeah. Of just being able to be wacky, use your body, like be animated just like that. And I feel like Chris, what you said, like exactly as you said, shaped my personality more. Not just Dumb and Dumber for just like, it's so stupid, but it's funny for some reason. They hit the secret sauce. Like, are the skis yours? Yeah, both of them. Like, he's like genuinely like amused by it. And then Seabass paying for all the food. Like, it was just, hold on. Yeah, I think I got an idea. Like, it's just some like major thing in his life. Oh yeah. Extra gloves. Like, it's just so silly. Like, it's the perfect amount of silly, whereas the new one just missed in all capacities. I'm sorry for even mentioning it.
I'll say, let's not do that.
No, and yeah, for its impact on me as a silly little man these days. Thank you, Jim Carrey. And Jeff Daniels.
I gotta say I'm a little bit surprised by the takes on it. Your reasonings absolutely make sense all across the board. But I don't know. I'm going to go like all around cinematography for the first time in this entire bracket.
Now we take out.
Oh, sip on your tea, my lord.
Well, I'll say when you guys get cultured, you'll realize that Tombstone clearly won.
Absolutely. We touched on it earlier that by no means is Dumb and Dumber the best movie out here. And like Tombstone, just like, I didn't really think about it as much, but yeah, the way it's shot. So like the fire in the background of like when they're walking to OK Corral, like you just, I don't know, everything about it. Like, they can't shelf wide. Come on,
Tombstone tickles a way that just can't really be quantified.
It also like furthers my point for Tombstone there is that it set the bar for the other Westerns.
Oh my God.
I think Dumb and Dumber set the bar for the comedies. I think that other comedies like did their own thing and that was all fine, that they're all still funny, but Tombstone was like,
no, you can count on
Western,
one hand how many quality Westerns have been made since Tombstone.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't even take the whole hand.
310 to Yuma. Let me just put in that one.
That was the next one. That's my second favorite Western.
Absolutely.
Love 310 to Yuma.
100%.
Let's go.
In the 2000s bracket, we'll have that discussion. But
modern Westerns.
Yes.
Because we had to make a decision. Dumb and
course.
Dumber. We had to make a decision. But as you're going to say, Chris?
No, same.
That was it. We made our decisions, and it was tough. But I don't feel bad looking at this bracket now, seeing Dumb and Dumber with the crown. Happier than seeing Bran with the crown, I'll tell you that much.
Emotion took reins on this bracket.
Oh my God, yes. And I'll try to make that known in the comments, but people usually don't read any comments on Instagram of like, I know this is wrong, but what, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I could
the comment section, that's all.
I could have said Tombstone and felt equally as like confident in it because Val Kilmer is probably like my favorite like acted part ever. Like, Doc Holliday, Joker, or Heath Ledger as Joker, even Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, like just truly unique characters that I just get off on. It's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Yep.
I'm not disappointed how this turned out. I am absolutely not disappointed.
No, I feel no regret.
Very good. Now that we've all, purged our tears and our souls, we're gonna wrap this up with a nice little off the cuff. We got 10 questions. They're usually, like just off the top of your head. They're random. I did not send them to you either. You do not know what they are. They could be anything.
I'm also scared.
Please, don't be too scared. Don't be too scared. Just smidge. It's the hint of danger.
Yeah.
Hint of danger, like it all just blow up. All right, first question: leftover pizza or leftover ribs?
Leftover pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Pizza. Ribs are so good though. Mommy's ribs. They're messy. Pizza. Plus, I got leftover pizza waiting for me as we speak. It's gonna be a good day.
Do you eat leftover ribs cold?
No, warm them up.
No,
Warm them
yeah.
up. Warm them up.
You can have
Lucas.
pizza cold.
No pizza cold. If you're gonna, my little brother taught me the technique. If you're gonna have leftover pizza, put it in the oven, bake it a little bit.
Yes, but it can be eaten cold.
It can be
That's the point. The
With-
versatility there is what reigns supreme.
with ranch.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, we're ranch guys. We're ranch guys, right?
Absolutely.
Ranch guys, right? Ranch.
And with pizza, I'm a big crushed red pepper guy.
Absolutely.
And I found some pretty damn good Chipotle hot sauces that go well on pizza.
Look at us. I want to do a food podcast too, and just talk about foods and get fat, like food and port episode.
We're savants.
Savants. All right, very good. We answered question number 1. Number 2. Do you pee in the middle of the movie, or do you risk it and hold it painfully for more hours to come, possibly taking away from the enjoyment of the movie?
You cut out the risk it what?
Do you risk it and go pee in the middle of the movie, or do you risk it and hold in the pee, possibly taking away from your overall enjoyment of the film?
I hold it. I hold it.
You hold it?
I don't. I would rather sit there and at least see the movie. I will. I agree. I've had that happen where it's like kind of affected the way I'm viewing the movie, but I can still think about it later and kind of reassess after I finally peed. But I will not miss a scene in theaters. No.
I'm willing to miss a 3-minute segment during a movie just to go pee, because frankly, the more I think about having to pee during it, the more it takes away from what I'm actually focusing on there too. And coming from someone that's literally wet his pants before, I'm not willing to risk that. Therefore,
Don't do it.
It is worth leaving the theater just to go and come back. So I'm okay with that. Does it take away, and am I hoping I'm going to miss something that's really crucial in the movie? I'm absolutely hoping I'm not. But
Yeah.
it allows me to enjoy the back half of that movie a lot more if I have an empty bladder.
That's my
I am
sentiment.
just terrified. I am petrified of missing something.
In the 2-hour movie, missing, say, 4 minutes tops. Say you power walk to the bathroom. There's a nice empty urinal. You just squeeze.
With my luck,
Then you get back and you're feeling good. You're feeling lighter. You might even get a re-up on your popcorn a little bit since you're up and about. Get an icy. All right, here's this question. What flavor icy are you guys?
Icy?
Yeah,
Cherry.
Cherry or Coke?
Cherry.
Cherry. You're Coke? Lucas? Who the is this guy? Who brought this guy? Who brought this guy?
Unless you're putting rum or whiskey in there, there's no
Jesus
Coke.
Christ.
If you're looking at traditional flavors, yeah, you can go fruity. That's more of a snow cone at that point. No, I'm talking
Snow
real
cone.
icy, Coke.
Says the snow cone guy, huh? Yeah, snow
Yeah.
cone guy. Look at this
If I
guy.
want that, I'll just get a Coke and put some
Idiot.
ice in it.
Yeah, well, it's like, okay, which one's out of order more? No, Coke. Everyone's like, oh god, I guess I'll settle for cherry now. Yeah, absolutely.
Settle for
Everyone knows.
cherry. It's the preference. You son of a bitch. Anyways, sorry. I digress. Popcorn or nachos at the movie theater?
Wow. Okay.
Or what is your favorite movie theater concession?
There's nothing better than popcorn. It's what goes with a movie.
Do you salt it?
I absolutely salt it. I
Very
don't
good.
always butter it, but I will for sure salt it.
You don't butter your goddamn popcorn? It ain't swimming in your box? Christ, Chris, who are you trying to impress?
Or to swim in a different box, but yes. So,
Oh my god! How many times you left the movie and there's just a damp puddle of melted butter on your lap?
never, because I don't butter the popcorn.
Yeah. Lucas. Okay.
I don't like popcorn. I don't like it inside movie theater. I don't like it outside movie theater. No matter what, I'm not a popcorn guy. I am going. I stand firmly against popcorn of all sides. All times, people like cheddar popcorn. No.
Kettle corn.
No, kettle corn.
What is the matter with you guys?
No.
Oh, I just lost the patient.
No, so here's the thing. It's like I'm sneaking beers in the movie theater regardless. Because if I'm paying for a movie, I'm not paying to bring drinks in too. I'm going to drink my beer. You guys enjoy your popcorn. I'm going to have a damn fine time. You guys go ahead and enjoy popcorn. It's not for me. I know what I'm about. And that's going to be, I'd rather sneak shit and feel better about it than settling for paying overpriced popcorn.
There is no better feeling than when you pull out the Lagunitas IPA bottle, just so when you're in the theater. There we go. All right.
Let them come.
So there was a time that we went to like a big group of us. I'm talking like a big group for a movie theater. It was about 16 people. We went in and watched American Sniper.
Yeah.
It was like, that movie has like really hit and miss moments where it's very loud and sometimes and very quiet sometimes too. And there was one moment where it's like multiple people thought it was a good idea to like crack a cold one at that time, and all of a sudden halfway through there's like scene where it's really loud, then all of a sudden it jumps like because it goes back to his wife, like when it's like a war scene, like when she's like pregnant, and it was like really loud for a second, and then it goes to her being quiet, and then all of a sudden in a theater filled with people, all you hear is
Bad timing.
It like really took away from how serious and detrimental that scene was to the movie. Like,
Selfish sons of bitches. Blah, 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 blah. Moving on, gents. Moving on. We got one-on-one naked combat. And what this means, it's two people that I'm about to introduce to you fighting one-on-one naked combat to the death. No, there's no weapons. It's just balls and brains and cunning. We got John Gruden versus Bill Belichick. And it's best out of 7. So it's like you die, you get revived, and yeah. Best out of 7 matchup. John Gruden, Gruden's Grinder versus the Hood. Without the Hood.
dude, oh my god. We're talking about the most obscure fighting matchup of all time.
It's going to be wild.
Belichick, he's the bruiser. He's rocking the situation. You know he's taking body blows all day from Gruden, but all it takes is one good hammer arm from Belichick, and Gruden's a sack of potatoes, like guaranteed.
I feel like Gruden could like pull this out though. I feel like Belichick gets two wins. Maybe he has his tactically sound movements or whatever, but I feel like Gruden's too angry. He's lost too many times in the past year and a half. He's ready to. He's about to go Antonio Brown on Belichick. He's about to go crazy on him.
I can't believe this is a conversation I'm having, but
Yes,
okay.
you are. People are going to listen to it.
I feel like Belichick's going to do the scouting report. You know, he's going to do the videotaping and kind of figure out how Gruden fights.
Watching Gruden's fighting techniques,
but
absolutely.
It's youth and craziness against the old Darth Sidious. I'm going Gruden.
Gotta go Gruden.
Gruden's gonna bob and weave, but I don't think Gruden can take one as well as Belichick can. You know?
No, I feel like
Gruden's missing a few screws, man. It's
yeah. If you accept a job to coach the Raiders, you gotta be some kind of crazy.
I don't know. I'm putting my hat in for Belichick because frankly, that dude's thicker than people realize. He's not like a small dude.
He's not.
Therefore, we're talking Gruden's out of his weight. Look at McGregor, whenever he fights out of his weight class.
I just hate cheaters. Belichick's a cheater. Therefore, I hate him. Nice sorority shirt, Chris.
You know it. Told you
ties and bow ties. You animal. What is a better animal noise? Is it a gobble or a moo?
Wow.
I'm going gobble.
It's 100% gobble.
Yeah, I'd say gobble.
This is why I was scared.
Yeah. No, dude. That is just making sure you're not a crazy person.
I'm actually going to say gobble all along is a better noise than a moo. But the thing is, moo has so many negative aspects that you can apply.
Yeah, there's a context. Nobody gobbles to make a statement. If you moo like somebody's fat or I don't know. I feel like kids are asked more so in elementary school what sound a cow makes rather than a turkey. Kids are like,
true. But which one do you have more fun saying?
You don't say gobble. You have to become the turkey. Anybody could go moo, but when you gobble, you go gobble gobble gobble. No, you don't say gobbles. If you've ever heard a turkey gobble, you got to become the turkey. And let me hit you with some knowledge that I learned about turkeys. That dangling red scrote by their beak. It's called a. What's it called? A snood. It's called a snood. It's called a snood.
Wow.
Now you know. Yeah, learning things. But anyways, I'm glad we got that out of the way, you guys.
No, in terms of like sheer detrimental about what you can do to another person's psyche by mooing at them is phenomenal.
Yes, underrated.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
That's it.
I'm a big fan of buying real estate in someone else's head, and if you moo at them, it's clearly going to be like they're going to look down and like reevaluate.
They're thinking about it before they go to bed at night. That's for damn sure.
Bingo, it's a diary.
I know I'd be.
Diary right there.
Was Thanos wrong in his actions?
Was who?
Was Thanos wrong in his actions?
Sorry, you froze on the question.
Was Thanos wrong in his actions?
No. No. Maybe a little misguided in the approach, but the reasoning was sound.
I feel like, yeah, I'd have to agree.
Actually, no, across the board. I'm not even saying misguided across. I'm going to say he's not wrong at all. It's a fair system. He did it just like randomly in half, but you know, like yeah, maybe we lost some fucking like super scientists, but you know, at the same time, maybe we lost a lot of other really bad people too. I'm down for it being fair.
No. Thousand. I love all that. I love the fairness. Like, it could be president or it could be the homeless dude on the corner. Like it's going to happen. Probably should have had something in place to make sure like the systems didn't come crashing down around us, and all of a sudden like the nuclear lab is still staffed and doesn't blow up on everyone. But I agree that takes away from the fairness of it.
I would say
no. The reason for what he did is no. I got no problems. Like I said before.
hey, acha! It's like, would there have been an Endgame movie if everybody that died happened to be serial killers, rapists, pedophiles, people from the Southern Hemisphere, a.k.a. everybody outside of the United States? If half of everybody that died, would the Avengers give a shit? If the United States and Wakanda was virtually untouched, not one citizen died, but all like the billions in India, in squalor, the citizens of North Korea, are all the dictators, the homeless or drug addicts.
Yeah.
Like, what if it just by chance it just happened to be? Sorry, I'm on a roll.
Roll it back.
Roll it back.
Roll it back. No, I will say though, as life continues to go on, especially during all this craziness, I find myself agreeing more with Endgame Thanos than Infinity War Thanos.
I mean, if you just like took out all the bad people in the world, I think even Chris Evans is going to be having a hard time saying, no, that was a bad move. No, it's like,
that's true.
Kind of good right now.
I guess it would be equal. You need bad to be good. All right, so here's the situation. You guys are on the crapper. What is the first app that you open on your phone? What are you going to first?
iFunny.
iFunny.
God, I'm boring. My email.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not even a YouTube video.
Best place to get work done.
Not even looking at voicemail. You just. I mean, that's what I like. Interact with people. Think of memes.
Next is Twitter.
Twitter. I don't go there nearly enough. Maybe that's a good thing.
One?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's trial and error, bro. That's the handle. iFunny is for sure mine. That and then we'll mix in with Instagram, I'd say. Blah, 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 blah. What's
iFunny is a good step for me there because like I don't know how long I'm going to be there, and iFunny is just along for the ride at that point. So.
Man, I know for a fact that the time I'm spending pooping and the time that I'm on my phone is way off, and usually more often than not, my legs are numb when I'm walking out. Just limping around.
I mean, if you don't have those red marks on your knees, did you even go to the bathroom?
Very, very fair point.
Gotta have them. Oh my god, I get that all the time, like playing Game Boy on the crapper back when I was a lad, not allowed to play video games during the weekdays. So I'd take like 2-hour craps, just going all out in Pokemon. Next question. What's more essential, boys? Correction officers or paramedics?
Dude, no.
Honestly, first thing that came to mind is paramedics. Actually,
It's like people are start going crazy, but like if there's riots and shit, say not just correction officers, but police in general. Like,
dude, no doubt about it in my mind. Even before you clarified, I'm saying police officers, guaranteed. Like the world needs some law and order there, and honestly, paramedics just like, you know, keep people alive, and like we get like people where they need to go, but at the same time, like without laws and orders, then we're gonna need even more medics. You know,
if the power goes out for some reason and people don't have food,
yeah,
it's going down. Oh my god, it's so necessary.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Y'all are frozen. Oh, there.
That's the thing. Is like, yeah, both are obviously invaluable services all across the board, but frankly, without police, then frankly the world's already like, going down.
I'd be pretty goddamn scared.
You're
Very good. Manicures or pedicures?
manicures.
No, 100% manicures on my side too, because like I can't deal with people touching my feet.
I gotta go feetsies. Gotta go.
Well, I was gonna say you see hands more. Like when I'm with a girl, the hands are more prevalent than the feet are.
Yeah, you say that until the night comes around.
Boy, you got them soft hands. Last question. It's kind of a fun one to end the day, you know, to wrap this thing up. Why has God forsaken us? Naughty.
Why has God forsaken us? Have you ever read a history book? Have you seen
my
people
God.
In general, have you seen the world around us?
Yeah, I guess for the past like billion years, why has God forsaken us?
This was a long time coming.
This is like paradise, honestly, compared to the rest of history.
Yeah.
Like what, Spanish flu killed millions of people.
Go back to something that we like briefly touched on earlier, and I'm gonna blame one person in particular for this. Director of Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh God,
this is happening.
He brought this upon us.
Yeah, I'll say there's no doubt in my mind that you can't make that good of it, like that well done of a series into a movie that was just debatably one of the bottom 10 movies of that decade. So
I never saw it, but I'd say Dragon Ball Z could go up in the running for a worst movie adaptation. I can't believe I watched it. Not even worth your time.
That's a damn fine answer.
So bad.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Let's end it on the upper. Get just a shout out a movie, like just maybe. Are there any movies we didn't acknowledge that maybe we should have of the 90s?
From the 90s?
Yeah.
Well, Lucas already mentioned The Rock, and that's a damn
Rock.
good one.
I feel like I feel bad that didn't make it.
So there was one that like it's tough because it's right on the cusp, much like what was it? It came out in 2000, so it's not technically a 90s film, but it's like not like quite in like 2000s realm.
Yeah.
Gladiator. That's like
if we do a sequel, follow-up.
All right, I'd be very down. So the sequel is going to be 2000s, the 2000s movies. Yeah, I would give like the year 2000 to part of.
Yeah.
I give.
No,
I don't mean to get all like, get all political on you guys, but for me, when the 90s ended, the day the 90s ended, 9/11 2001. That's when everything I want to say changed. That's when whatever. And we've had serial killers and for every decade. Had its staples, but the 90s, I feel like it was an apex of sports and entertainment and all that. Everything came crashing down on 9/11.
The cultural impact that had across all media cannot be understated.
That was... did I say we're going to end this on a number? And bring in 9/11. Jesus Christ. God. Jennifer Aniston on screen isn't bad.
Nope.
Courtney Cox, I'd say in Roadhouse. Is that 80s Roadhouse or is that 90s?
80s.
I think that's 80s.
Is it 80s? God damn it. Whatever. Let us not skimp on the lovely ladies that grace the screens.
Of course not.
In the 90s. God bless them.
If it's a 90s film, then I think I believe it belongs on the list. So.
Absolutely. Well, gents, I appreciate you coming on, spending a couple hours. It's been a couple hours.
It's been 2.5 now.
goddamn caught up a little bit, and I think we'll talk about action movies or possibly 2000 moving into the 2000 movies, but just we're gonna go through year by year, picking them apart and putting our obscene bias on which movies are best.
I would be intrigued to see the difference in approaches on the next bracket.
Oh my god! I hope people are pissed off. And you rest assured you will be updated, sir. But all right, Robert's
Much appreciated.
brothers.
Well, I'm saying for full disclosure, Chris, I'm going to skip one of the prior brackets that Aaron's done to let you know the the apathetic look that he took towards all these things. So I would be very willing to show you why I think this was the most well done bracket across 100%. Like it's remarkable. You had all across the board. You had great movies listed, Aaron. That was a very well done list of 16. If you're choosing 16 movies from a 10-year period, that was a very good list.
Thank you.
But Chris, I'm going to show you about the progression of other gone on in the past. So I think that's a fair
All right.
money.
Trial and error, man. All right, you guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy out there. Goddamn, you guys are in some risque professions, but I know you'll come through.
You as well.
Will do. I'll be safe at home. All right.
Oh, that was good fun.
All right, you guys.
You lose. Good day, sir.